Kirk Cassie, lead instructor for the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program, and the co-host of the Retirement Education Hour, heard here Saturday, 6 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're retiring within 10 years or already retired, then join us for our retirement education courses held at major universities and colleges in your area. At this course, we'll teach you how and when to take income from which accounts at what age to minimize taxes and reduce the chances of outliving your money. Join us for our 8-hour, almost master's level retirement course to learn how to retire earlier, spend more, and reduce your anxiety. To find a course in your area, go to refedu.org. That's refedu.org. These courses are sponsored by the Retirement Education Foundation, a charitable program.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
It's not just morning, it's a JR morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and on the WJR app, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right. It's a Friday.
It is.
That's the good news.
It is.
Also, the good news is Pistons play tonight. 7 o'clock, Prime Video. The bad news is they're down in the series.
Win or go home?
It could get a little dicey this weekend.
Win or go home.
For all of us. They play tonight in Cleveland.
Yeah.
7 o'clock tip. It's on Prime Video. Back to Prime.
Okay.
But regardless, I actually will say I've enjoyed the games on Prime.
I have too.
Like, they've been good.
Yeah.
And that's all you can really ask for in that situation.
But, a lot of times, though, when they're either on Prime or they're on
Peacock,
yeah. or even some of the networks, you could just, I don't know. It's like the commentators a lot of times, you just seem like they're not real big Pistons fans. Like they seem like you get more excited when the other team does something.
I'm just picking that announcer
up.
Bias.
I really do. I really do. It's still like they don't respect us enough yet.
Well, then put some respect on the name. Get it done.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You would have thought after Orlando they would put a little respect on their name, but it's still kind of the same.
Yeah. Well, I think tonight again, Cade's got to step up. And to be fair, he did.
I mean, he did 39 points.
Late in the series in Orlando.
Yeah.
So he did step up. And I expect that again.
But he's got to get some help too, though.
We've struggled down there too.
Yeah.
So
and you got to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's number one.
It's really look, they've been more efficient this series than they were in the last.
I agree.
Their turnovers are still an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with going into these playoffs is if you would have told me that Jalen Duren would have basically regressed to not the season he had this year.
During the regular season.
Where he was an all-star.
Absolutely. Especially when Cade was gone.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like to the year before.
Yes.
I would have told you were absolutely crazy. There's no way that would have happened. But for whatever reason, Jalen Duren is just not, and that is impacting the way they play.
Yeah. I agree.
So whatever it is, I don't care what you got to fix it tonight. Force a Game 7 back at LCA, and we'll be glued to the TV.
The NBA has released its last 2-minute report on the Pistons Game 5 overtime loss to Cleveland, and it says officials got every call right down the stretch. The league confirmed a key no call late in regulation when Pistons forward Ausar Thompson collided with Cavaliers center Jared Allen while chasing a loose ball at Little Caesars. Detroit argued it should have been a foul that sent Thompson to the free throw line with the chance to take the lead. But the report says both players made a legal play on the ball and that the contact was incidental. The NBA has also said all 36 reviewed decisions in the final 2 minutes of regulation in overtime were correct.
What do you think?
Well, I'm going to tell you, that last one, I can't say if all of them, were correct, but that last one, I'm sorry, with Thompson and Allen, to me, I thought that was a foul. I thought it was a foul.
I vehemently disagree.
What they're saying?
With what they're saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to intentionally foul somebody to be called for a foul.
For a foul, right.
So it can be incidental contact. You could be going for the ball.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Look at Harding, who jumps up and flops all the time and puts his feet into people and falls down.
Look, if you're driving to work tonight and you're merging lanes or you you're on the freeway and you're both trying to get over into the middle lane, somebody is at fault.
Yeah.
It's not just the police don't just come to the scene of an accident and go like, well, I guess everybody was blameless here and have a good day.
Yeah. It was incidental.
It's that is one of the more egregious and ridiculous explanations for a non-call.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to say, look, we thought at that time, at that point in the game, we didn't want a ref's decision or a call, a whistle to influence the outcome of that game.
But
that to me makes it a little more palatable. Regardless,
but they've done that before. They've done it.
Right. It doesn't matter when a foul occurs.
Exactly.
If a foul occurs, a foul occurs.
100%.
I think that is to me that's an omission without an omission.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That means I don't even think they believe that statement.
And reading it, when I just read it, I was like, they can't believe.
That's it's absolute lunacy. Absolute lunacy. Donald Trump has left Beijing.
Okay.
The state visit is officially over between he and Xi Jinping. Here's Donald Trump. All right, hold on. A little bit of technical difficulties. We're working through it on a Friday.
Oh, it's Friday.
We're trying to get this thing up and running. No, he's talked about different trade deals. He's talked about the Chinese government agreeing to buy oil from the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They agreed that the Strait of Hormuz should be open. Duh.
You think they were not?
Did you?
Right.
I think everybody would like that.
Yeah.
For different reasons.
Sure.
Donald Trump would like it because costs have escalated out of control, and he wants to bring that down, especially pre-midterms. And Xi Jinping gets
like 90% of their stuff from their oil.
They get a fair amount of oil from the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
So they want it open as well. So everybody is simpatico. Everybody wants the thing to reopen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really, okay, that's great. But there was a lot of good trade talk, the president said. And here's part of that.
This has been an incredible visit. I think a lot of good has come of it. We've made some fantastic trade deals, great for both countries.
One of those trade deals is buying planes from Boeing.
That's a lot of jobs. It's a lot. Boeing wanted 150, got 200. He said, I think it was a commitment. I mean, sort of like a statement, but I think it was a commitment.
All right,
well, a statement, a commitment. Hey, it was something.
It's something
positive.
It's progress.
That's right.
We're taking steps forward instead of taking steps back.
Sure.
So that's very good. The president has also invited President Xi to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So they seem to indicate that is going to happen. We don't know.
I believe it's September 24th.
We don't know exactly when. They're going to be in Florida for the G7 this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll have an opportunity to talk there. A couple other opportunities to talk when they're in the same location for a couple of different situations. So these talks are going to continue, and it sounds like everything was moving in the right direction, which is, again, I think that's exactly what the point of this meeting was.
A Michigan judge has ruled that Republican gubernatorial candidate John James must temporarily stop using a campaign logo that could suggest that he is the incumbent. Ingham County Circuit Court Judge Wanda Stokes granted a preliminary injunction yesterday in a lawsuit brought by fellow Republican candidate Perry Johnson. The dispute centers on a logo reading John James Governor, which includes imagery such as a helicopter and an American flag. Johnson's campaign argued the design could mislead voters into thinking James currently holds the office, which Michigan law prohibits. Violations can be treated as misdemeanors. James's legal team says it plans to appeal, arguing the statute does not apply and that voters are not being misled. Governor Whitmer, as you know, is term limited. She can't seek re-election. Mm-hmm. So people are going to think that John James is the governor.
Okay, this is a bugaboo that I have.
Okay.
Our audience, smart people. You guys out there.
Absolutely.
Doing your hair, shaving, getting ready for work, making that cup of coffee. You're smart people.
Yeah.
You know John James isn't governor.
Absolutely.
When do we put the onus on voters to go, hey, you guys know, right? Yeah. You know John James isn't the governor.
Right.
What are we doing? Why is this?
I don't know. And now it's going to be an appeal, and it's going to keep on going.
God bless. Have it out.
Quickly, a major milestone yesterday. Detroit's new center, Henry Ford, marking progress on its massive $2.2 billion Destination Grand expansion. Hundreds gathered yesterday as crews raised a 1,400-pound steel beam atop a new 20-story patient tower, signaling the topping out phase of the project across from the current Henry Ford Hospital on the boulevard. I'm telling you, man, new center is going to be jumping around here, man.
Absolutely. We are expanding the progress.
Yes, we are.
Here in the city of Detroit. Coming up on the other side, it's Foster Care Awareness Month, and we're going to talk to LaShawn Davis, who was heavily impacted by the foster care system when she was young, and she's impacting the system herself now. It's next on JR Morning.
If you're seriously injured in a slip and fall accident, why would you hire a big TV law firm that advertises everything and specializes in nothing? There's only one law firm that has handled hundreds of slip and fall cases, Michigan Slip and Fall Lawyers. We've recovered some of the very largest slip and fall settlements in Michigan at Michigan Slip and Fall Lawyers. Slip and fall accidents is all we do. Go to falllaw.com now for your free consultation. That's falllaw.com.
Michigan, it's time to hit the links for a legendary cause. The All-Pro Legend is back. The second annual Lomas Brown Golf Classic. Last year was just a warm-up. Monday, July 13th, join Lomas and his celebrity crew for a premier day of golf, networking, and community impact. Every swing helps the Lomas Brown Jr. Foundation empower our youth through education and fitness. Don't get left in the rough. Register your foursome or secure your sponsorship now at LomasBrownGolfClassic.com. And see you on the fairway.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-555-1509, 800-555-1509, or biglou.com.
Paid for by term provider.
Welcome to Making the Impossible Possible with Henry Ford Health. And with us today is Jacqueline Morgan, manager of the Clara Ford Nursing Excellence Program. Jacqueline, nurses spend their lives caring for others. Tell us what Henry Ford Health is doing to support them.
I'm a nurse myself, and I'm proud to lead the Clara Ford Nursing Excellence Program, which epitomizes our system's belief that nurses are the heart of healthcare and deserve investment in leadership. Our focus is on leadership residency programs and participation in an annual nursing conference.
Excellent. Can you share why the focus is on leaders specifically, though?
Sure. Investing in leadership is essential because strong nurse leaders sustain the workforce, reinforce excellence, improve team member retention, and directly shape the quality and safety of patient care. When nursing leaders are supported, nurses remain engaged, teams perform better, and patients experience better outcomes.
That's great. How is the program funded?
Thanks to their generosity, Cynthia and Edsel Ford are continuing Clara's legacy of supporting nurses and her belief that exceptional care is built on strong nurses, and strong nurses are a result of an intentional investment in professional development. This all directly impacts our mission, which is to improve lives. The generosity of donors like Cynthia and Edsel Ford help make that mission a reality.
To make a gift, visit henryford.com/above and beyond.
Small business owners, does your bank get your life? Does it let you switch from your personal to your business account with a tap? Or let you give your CPA direct access? We do. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Join Jack Razula every Saturday night at 10 p.m. for Anything is Possible. Hear Jack present uplifting stories of some of the world's most remarkable people and their extraordinary life journeys. Anything is Possible. Sponsored in part by Ideal Group. We are ideal.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Many people seem to be incubating a rage, looking for somewhere to go. Are there times when you think the country's out of control? You see all these things and you wonder, what in the world is going on? Was it this way 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Do we have the will or not? But we are Americans, and I believe we absolutely do have the will. I do this show for you. And when you're not interested in it anymore, I will just go away.
The Mark Levin Show.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster. Buying custom blinds shouldn't be complicated or stressful. That's why we make it simple and affordable. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Ordering takes minutes, installation is easy, and we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
WJR Traffic First is also sponsored by Paramount Roofing. Need a new roof without the stress? Paramount Roofing makes it easy. Get an instant free roof quote right now at weareroofing.com. Built to last and backed for life with no money down and 5 years, 0% interest. Residential or commercial, experiencing roofing the easy way. Paramount Roofing, a 5-star roofing experience made easy. Currently, we are accident-free on the area roadways. We do have some orange barrels to look out for. Roadwork has the left lane closed. I-75 southbound between 11 Mile Road and I-696. You'll find roadwork has the right lane closed. 94 westbound between Metro Parkway and North River Road. That's scheduled till 7 p.m. on Monday. Construction has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. And we're experiencing slowdowns due to higher volumes right now. 94 westbound between Oakwood Boulevard and Ecorse Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Clouds will increase from this morning into the afternoon with a high in the low 70s. Partly cloudy with a low of 54 tonight. Windy with showers tomorrow and a high of 81. And a mix of clouds and sunshine Sunday with a high in the low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Jeff Marr on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming up at 2 o'clock on JR Afternoon, the great Marie Osborne will be sitting in this chair, taking you from 2 to 4, delivering all of the day's top news stories. Marie's got you covered, 760 WJR.
So May is National Foster Care Awareness Month, and there's an event coming up on May 23rd, and LaShawn Davis will be there. She's a former foster child. She's also a member of the State of Michigan Foster Care Review Board, and she's written a book, Healing the Foster Child Within, and it's not a topic we talk about very often.
Yes, and LaShawn joins us now on JR Morning. LaShawn, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You know, when people hear your story, they hear resilience, but I want to start at the beginning. What was it really like for you as a child moving through the foster care system yourself?
It was horrible, horrible. I always felt as if no one wanted me and being moved from home to home to home. There was no real stability. And I had emotional issues due to the trauma that I experienced. And I always felt unlovable.
And there are some great foster parents in the system, but then there are those who are not great foster parents. And we don't hear, a lot about the kids who have to deal with foster parents who are not great, parents to them. And, was there a moment, even in the middle of all that instability that you went through, where you realized I'm going to survive this?
Yes. because of my faith in God, I knew that this was not a life sentence for me. And I was rooted in Christianity and exposed to Christianity in the foster care system. So I always held on to my hope in God.
But to say that you felt unlovable, that just broke my heart hearing that.
Yes.
And so how did you manage that as a young girl going through that situation, going through different homes? How did that manifest itself in you as you got older?
Well, I'm going to be transparent with you. It manifested through me receiving and accepting any type of attention, especially from men. And I felt that men gave me attention, whether it be good or bad, that they loved me, they liked me. And that wasn't the way I should have been. So it manifested in accepting and overcompensating in relationships, all because I wanted to feel wanted and loved.
Your book is called Healing the Foster Child Within. What does that inner foster child represent for you today?
It represents resilience, triumphant, and overcoming and beating the odds, because the odds were against me. And sometimes I have to go back to the book to read it when I'm triggered. I always felt as if someone rejected me or abandoned me, that they didn't like me, they didn't want me. So that foster child feeling would raise up. But now I know if someone doesn't want to be bothered with me, it's their loss. Their loss. It has nothing to do with me.
I have to imagine recounting all of this was very difficult for you, and then putting it in the book. Was it cathartic though at the end of the day?
Very.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very cathartic, because I wrote the book during therapy, individual therapy, and I thought I was going to therapy for one thing, but in therapy it came out that my issues stemmed from me being in the foster system. So writing it, I wrote it during COVID, every day for 2 years, and it was very, very painful, very painful, but I did it.
I know you went on to excel at Wayne State University despite everything you experienced, and you volunteer at the orphanage that you once lived in. That's really powerful. I mean, what was that moment like, the first time you went back as an adult?
I pulled up in the parking lot, and it was just euphoric. That's all I can say. It was because God said, in order for you to heal, you need to go back. And I went back, and I was welcomed, and I found my purpose by volunteering with the children. And I said, you know what? I wish I had a me. I wish someone would have came back to mentor me. And I think I would have had a different outlook on life. So now I'm a vision of hope for children who have experienced trauma.
You are obviously very active in foster care. You're a member of the Foster Care Review Board here in the state of Michigan. When you started that, what surprised you about that process, and what were some of the things that you noticed pretty quickly that needed to be either adjusted or from your perspective living through it, that you said, boy, this would be much better if we did it this way, or if we reviewed it this way? Walk us through that.
What surprised me was that there's so many children that are just lingering through the system. And there's no, in my opinion, there's no real accountability, no real oversight. They have oversight committees, but I mean, the children are just lingering. A lot of times there are no trauma assessments. The children, they have voices, but they're not really being heard. So I just feel as if the system is flawed. And when I speak from the perspective as a former foster child. And I just feel as if the system is just not really, they don't really care about the children's voice. No one asked the children, what do you need in order to heal? And we need more, the kids need more funding, especially for youth who are aging out of foster care. They're not ready when they age out. So what surprised me is that the lack of transparency. And there's a lot of money that's being spent on the wrong things.
Well, LaShawn Davis, author of Healing the Foster Child Within, we appreciate you coming on and giving us some insight on the foster care system. Where can we get your book?
I'm on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
The big spots.
Yes.
The major spots.
LaShawn, thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Can I also let everyone know that we are having, it's called Healing Children with Love, and we are honoring foster parents next Saturday, May 23rd from 11 to 2 at the Bridge Center. And we're going to have foster care recruiters, child welfare organizations in the house to answer questions. We're going to have live music, raffles, and just community engagement. And again, it's at the Bridge Center next Saturday, May 23rd from 11 to 2.
All right, LaShawn. Thank you so much for coming on.
I
Appreciate it.
appreciate you having me.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Talk to you soon. Yeah, the Bridge Center is 9928 Grand River in Detroit.
Unbelievably powerful story.
Isn't it?
And to push through that and come out on the other side and then get right back into it to help others.
We just don't hear a lot about what foster children go through.
Yeah, certainly. Meanwhile, coming up, is Blue Dot Fever the reason these concerts are being canceled all over the country? We'll examine next on JR Morning.
The Pistons playoff push continues into the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
JR Morning with Chris Redwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
You know, from your vantage point, Arn, what does that postseason experience do for a young team's growth and identity?
I don't know if we needed it, but it made us. I don't think I needed it personally.
Right. When it comes to Pistons playoff basketball, we've got your four-quarter coverage right here on the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, all day long.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. The ban in China plays when President Trump steps onto Air Force One for the flight back to the White House.
We did discuss Iran. We feel very similar to Iran. We want that to end. And we don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
The president says China's leader Xi Jinping offered to help negotiate an end to the war and reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. But what about a potentially thorny issue?
She said very early on that the number one issue between the U.S. and China was Taiwan, the independently governed island that China lays claim to. His language was pretty pointed in that regard, but there's no indication that U.S. policy toward Taiwan has changed.
Fox's Doug Luzada reporting. Wall Street looking for another banner day. The Dow closing back over 50,000 on Thursday. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster. Buying custom blinds shouldn't be complicated or stressful. That's why we make it simple and affordable. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Ordering takes minutes, installation is easy, and we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
We are currently accident-free on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute. We do have some road work to look out for. Construction has your left lane closed, 75 northbound at I-696, as well as road work has the right lane closed, 94 eastbound between Metro Parkway and North River Road. That's scheduled till 7 p.m. on Monday. Construction has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. And we have slow traffic due to high volumes, I-94 westbound between Oakwood Boulevard and Ecorse Road, as well as 94 eastbound between I-275 and Wayne Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. A mix of sun and clouds for the day today. High of 69 degrees, clear to partly cloudy overnight with a low of 52. Rain showers early with mostly cloudy conditions later in the day for Saturday and a high of 79. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. At Hall Financial, we make mortgages easy and we make mortgages fast. And we do it with 5-star service from start to finish. With Hall Financial's Rapid Refinance, you could be approved to get cash out of your home's equity in as little as 1 day with the lowest interest rate we've seen in years. One client even got approved for $90,000 in under 24 hours, which allowed them to eliminate their credit card debt, start a home improvement project, and cut their monthly expenses by over $1,300. Imagine what it would feel like to be debt-free. We can do all this with a soft credit pull, so you don't even have to worry about your credit getting impacted. We have options available where you can even delay your mortgage payment for up to 2 months. If you want an easy, fast, and 5-star mortgage experience, call Hall Financial today. 866-CALL-HALL, or you can go to callhallfirst.com. That's Hall Financial, 866-CALL-HALL, or callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1467435.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-555-1509, 800-555-1509, or biglou.com.
Paid for by Term Provider.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Paul W. Smith can be found on Focus from noon to 2 p.m. on 760 WJR. Now back to JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
So over the last few weeks, this is a strange phenomenon that's been happening in the music industry, where big acts like Post Malone or Meghan Trainor or Kid Cudi, I don't know, the Pussycat Dolls, I don't know if they're in that echelon yet, or maybe they've left that sphere.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Regardless, they're having trouble selling tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that has been dubbed Blue Dot Fever. And so they're canceling their concerts.
Yeah.
Or postponing or pushing down the road because they're just not selling out. And in this day in industry, the way that these artists are making money is by touring.
That's it. That is it. I mean, and some people will spend the money. You know, I mean, I know the ticket prices are a lot, but some people will spend the money because you got people like Bruno Mars, who was just here for 2 nights,
right,
at Ford Field.
Yes,
sold out.
I think there are people that are probably immune to this.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of folks that are really big names that are being impacted.
That's
Jeremy
right.
Peters is the assistant professor of music business in the Department of Music at Wayne State University and joins us. Professor, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course. What's actually going on here? Why is it that they're having such a difficult time selling tickets?
So I think there's a couple things going on. I mean, on one hand, costs are up. Tickets cost more than they used to, and all the stuff that surrounds tickets, like parking, concessions, merchandise, all that stuff is more expensive. And if you're kind of comparing that against, your daily gas expenses, food, basics, housing, sometimes you have to make a decision. And maybe for some people that decision ends up being no. And so those little blue dots show up as open tickets for those some of those artists. And the artists are getting scared, I think, because tickets used to not or aren't selling like they used to.
You work with college age students. Do they value concerts the same way previous generations did, or is that or has that, like, that rite of passage kind of faded post COVID?
I don't think it's faded post COVID. What I do think is happening, and there's data that bears this out, is people are making decisions a lot later to go to concerts and to purchase those tickets. And so some of those blue dots might stay blue dots up until the last second. Obviously not for a Bruno Mars, and like Lady Gaga just added tour dates. Noah Kahan just sold out his tour. But for some artists that might have don't have quite as much demand, they're maybe not willing to take the risk because of all the costs that they have to incur. But the students still talk about the shows that they want to go to.
And just so we're clear, the blue dot aspect of this, what this has been dubbed blue dot fever, is like when you go on Ticketmaster or things like that, the blue dot indicates that the seats are available.
Empty. Yeah, right.
Right.
Exactly.
That they are available for purchase.
That's
and
right.
so there's too many blue dots, and that's what's causing the closure. Talk a little bit about the business side of, let's say, Bruno Mars was just here.
Yep.
He played 2 nights in Detroit. He had the venue for 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the business aspect of how they have to acquire that venue, what the split is between the artist and the venue, and then kind of what they need to do on a business side to make a stop like that valuable.
Yeah, I mean, so some of that stuff depends on the situation, but you can either rent the venue, or a promoter like Live Nation will essentially purchase the venue, rent the venue for a couple nights from the owner, and then they have to, pay to put up all the staging. They have to pay to put up all the video screens, pay for all the choreography and the lighting, maybe rent sound, maybe rent equipment and their gear to perform for all of that, and all of that stuff adds up. They don't keep 100% of the ticket price. They probably are taking home maybe, I'd say, 85% of that, maybe maximum. But then you have to take out all of those costs for all the stuff that it takes to put on the show, all the labor, all the security, all the people to run the show as well. And then, all the costs for food, all the costs for diesel and then the trucks to move all the heavy equipment around, and that's starting to add up.
And then, Professor, I would think, you got scalpers, sometimes making more than the artists. How frustrating is that for performers trying to, price their tickets fairly?
It's super frustrating. And I think some artists are starting to try to push back on that by raising ticket prices, which obviously makes it a little scary for some fans of that artist who want to buy that ticket because the ticket prices are going up. But if we have lots and lots of demand, simple economics, lots and lots of demand, prices will go up if there's a limited number of seats there. Before they were underpricing things, scalpers would buy that up and sort of make up the difference. Economics, it's called equilibrium, but try to sort of make up the rest of the money that could have been made from that situation.
Is this a situation where things get worse before it gets better?
It depends on who that's from. I think if artists might space out their tours a little bit more, or they might play smaller venues, so they can still say that those shows are sold out. But the problem with that is it creates downward pressure on the sort of mid-sized artists, not the Jelly Rolls, not the Post Malones, not the Meghan Trainors, the sort of mid-sized artists that are up and coming. And then if those ones move down to smaller venues, then the smaller artists are having trouble finding dates too. I think, if prices and wages sort of balance out in the next couple of years, I think it probably will ease itself. But I think it's, part economy and part rising costs. So I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah, interesting. Jeremy Peters, thanks so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
Fascinating.
I don't know if there's something to this, but I always say it seems like when these big names come to town, that their tickets are always they always go on sale around February, March, tax time.
Oh, tax time.
Yeah,
Sure.
when people are getting those tax refunds.
Okay.
And so it's like, yeah, I'm getting a tax refund. I can spend $700, $800 on a ticket because I'm getting this tax money. It seems like it never fails that these big names, they start selling their tickets around tax time.
I always found it funny too, because now one of the big things in the industry is the round.
Oh yeah,
It's the round stage, so it's in the middle of the venue,
right?
And then you've got,
on all sides,
yeah,
right?
yeah. They walk around and do their thing.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, boy, that's really cool. And then I was like, what's interesting though is now you can sell all those seats on the one side of the stadium that you couldn't before, because that's where the stage was set up.
Right. Or they had like the black curtain up there or something.
So a little extra revenue coming in for the artist. Yeah, it's a cool aesthetic, but
it's a method to the madness.
They get a lot more seats if they do things in the round. Coming up on the other side as well, we got Pistons tonight, 7 o'clock tip down in Cleveland, down 3-2 in the series, back against the wall. We're talking about them and the must-win situation that they find themselves in. It's next on JR Morning.
Thanks for calling the Complete Battery Source.
This is probably a long shot, but do you guys carry a battery for my boat?
Yep, got that.
But you didn't even hear what kind of boat I have.
Don't need to. We're your Complete Battery Source, where the answer is pretty much always, yep, got that.
But what if I want a battery for my motorcycle?
Yep, got that.
I haven't been able to find a battery anywhere for my...
I got that, too. Look, Complete Battery Source has batteries for everything that uses batteries, and we stock batteries for virtual any boat, for personal watercraft and runabouts, to great big luxury motor yachts, and motorcycles, too. Why, we stock batteries to fit every bike, from little scooters to great big performance and touring bikes.
Well, that sounds great. Sounds like Complete Battery Source is the place to power up all my summer toys.
That's right. All you got to do is come into any one of the 5 Complete Battery Source locations: Brighton, Southfield, Ypsilanti, Okemos, and Houghton Lake. Call toll-free 877-ALL-BATS or click on yepgotthat.com. 5 locations. Now you got that?
Yep, got that.
Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. We're all glad to finally be able to enjoy walks, golf, pickleball, and other activities outside. Don't let severe or chronic back, neck, or knee pain get in the way of you doing the things you love. Call my friend Dr. Saul Kogan at the Nerve and Disc Institute. Thousands of people have reduced or eliminated their pain thanks to his gentle, relaxing, non-invasive, and best of all, non-surgical intra-disc neutrosis and knee restore RX treatments that stimulate the body's natural healing process. If you have spinal stenosis, herniated, bulging, or degenerative discs, sciatica pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your hands, arms, and legs, osteoarthritis, or meniscus tears, Dr. Kogan can help you. Mention WJR in May to receive a consultation, exam, X-ray or MRI review, and laser treatment for only $49 for your first visit. The Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Call 586-416-DISC, 586-416-3472.
Introducing Exclusively Cabinets, offering 9 different cabinet lines with no budget too big or small. Exclusively Cabinets offer free state-of-the-art design services. Join our clientele of over 100 5-star reviews. ExclusivelyCabinets.com.
I'm here with Greg Ayler, host of Expedition Retirement. Greg, you say the advisor that got you to retirement may not be the person to get you through retirement. Why?
The financial advisors, they're the ones that focus on grow, and investment selection. When they get to the top, there's a whole plethora of new issues that they have to attack that financial advisor usually isn't equipped to tackle.
Expedition Retirement, Sundays at 5 on News Talk 760 WJR.
No matter where you look, rising costs are hitting Michiganders hard. When you're forced to make tough choices, keeping the lights and heat on shouldn't be one of them. Consumers Energy is stepping up, giving back $5 million to assistance agencies and supporting efforts to increase energy assistance dollars for families in need by 50%. And with personalized energy saving programs, you can take steps to start reducing your energy bills today. Count on Consumers Energy for support. Learn more at consumersenergy.com/help.
Hi, I'm Dave Lorenz. Before you know it, the kids will be out of school, so now's the time to plan for that summer getaway. And we have the travel ideas to get you there. Tune in Sundays at 4 for the Michigan Travel Show on 760 WJR.
Now WJR Health Watch. Here's Lloyd Jackson.
Heart disease has long been viewed as something that develops later in life, but new data suggests that's changing, especially for women. Researchers are seeing risk factors in younger women rising, influenced not just by biology, but by lifestyle and broader social conditions.
Obesity, diabetes, and high blood pressure are the major drivers for this.
That's Dr. Uwais Al-Shrouji, vascular and interventional neurologist at Trinity Health Ann Arbor, talking about a new warning from the American Heart Association that projects nearly 6 in 10 U.S. women could be living with some form of cardiovascular disease by 2050. He says stress also plays a role in increased cardiovascular risk for women as well.
If you're stressed, then you're more likely to not sleep well at night, or you're more likely not to eat well, or, you're more likely to not exercise or not keep healthy habits. So it can indirectly affect your wellness. And then stress can be associated with elevated blood pressure. And if that's not managed, also high blood pressure is well known to cause. So it's kind of like a indirect relationship.
Dr. Al-Shrouji talks about some early signs or indicators younger women should never ignore, even if they feel otherwise healthy.
Anytime there's any, changing in your strength on any side of your body, weakness on one side, numbness on one side, changes in vision, balance issues, then these could be signs for stroke also. So that's a time where you need to call 911 and go to the emergency room.
For more information, go to trinityhealthmi.org/cardio. I'm Lloyd Jackson for WJR Health Watch.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster. Buying custom blinds shouldn't be complicated or stressful. That's why we make it simple and affordable. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Ordering takes minutes, installation is easy, and we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
We remain accident-free on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute. We do have some orange barrels to look out for. Road work has the left lane closed. I-75 northbound at I-696, you'll find road work has your right lane closed. I-94 eastbound between Metro Parkway and North River Road, that's scheduled till 7 p.m. on Monday. Road work has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street, and we're experiencing slowdowns due to high volumes. I-94 eastbound between Warren Avenue and 14th Street, as well as 94 westbound between Oakwood Boulevard and Ecorse Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Clouds will increase from this morning through the afternoon with a high of 71. Tonight, a partly cloudy sky with a low near 54. Windy with showers tomorrow and a high of 81. And a mix of clouds and sunshine on Sunday with a high in the low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Jeff Marr on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Sponsored by Femininio Law. GetDavidGetPaid.com. Traffic and weather is sponsored by Femininio Law. Get David, get paid.
After an accident, help shouldn't be on hold. That's why only Femininio Law has the Accident Response Team. We work for you, we meet with doctors, we preserve the evidence. Call 855-65-CRASH or visit GetDavidGetPaid.com.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit Autolaw.com. That's Autolaw.com.
All right, here we go. Game 6 tonight, down in Cleveland. Pistons down 3-2, a must win, and it's win or go home. So
that's it.
Got to get it done tonight. Cody Davis is the Pistons beat writer for the Detroit News and joins us. Cody, it's good to have you back. They seem to respond really well in the last series when their backs against the wall. How do you expect them to come out tonight?
Well, first and foremost, man, good morning, and thank you guys for having me. But I'm expecting them to come out really strong. You know, that's one thing about this team that I kind of enjoyed the most about covering this season is the fact that every time when their backs are against the wall, every time, you know, I went into a game thinking, well, this is probably going to be one of those nights where they come up short, or, you know, even when you go back to the Orlando Magic series, you know, there was a handful of times where I was like, well, this is it. This is going to be the embarrassment. They're about to go home as the number 1 seed to a number 8 seed they always find a way to come together and win. And I think that's what we're going to see tonight. This is a team that thrives through adversity. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, and I'm expecting them to continue that trend tonight, and I do expect them to win and force the Game 7 back in Detroit on Sunday.
Cody, we saw that devastating run in the last game, those momentum swings. How do you stop a Cavs team when they get rolling like that? What do the Pistons need to do?
Well, they literally need to make sure that they continue to lean upon their defensive identity. And I know before game 5, looking at the losses that they had in games 3 and 4, that was the number one thing that was hurting the Pistons the most, was their, not playing up to their defensive identity. And I know a part of that is because of the reasons why we have seen them. I think I saw a stat over the last 3 games. The Cleveland Cavaliers have shot over like 100 free throws, in the Pistons, they basically got only half of that. And, I've asked Coach J.B. Bickerstaff, I asked the players, how do you continue to still play your physical defensive style brand when you are also playing against the whistle? And of course, they give us the answer of, we can't play towards the whistle. We got to make sure we continue to play up to our standard. But every time you see them on the court over these last 3 games and the ones that they lost, you can tell like they are a little bit too focused on not getting that foul call. And I mean, it's hard. I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, on the opposite side of the court, you have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. And we saw in game 5, there was a number of times where they forced James Harden into taking a terrible shot, but he'll do some type of acting, and then he's at the line. So that is the number one reason why it was hard for them to stop them. And they went up 9 with 3 minutes left, and at that point they wasn't playing the way that got in the league. It was literally them playing, okay, let's just try to hurry up and run out the clock, and they kind of just fell apart towards the end of that game in game 5.
What's the injury status of Duncan Robinson? I know Karis LeVert is dealing with a heel injury as well. What's their injury situation at this point?
Well, LeVert, the last couple of days, he's been on an injury report with a heel contusion. I'm not expecting him to miss this game. He's been on the injury report over the last 2 games, and he was able to play. And of course, we saw the phenomenal performance he had in game 4. With Duncan Robinson, on the other hand, he's dealing with lower back soreness. And at first I thought it was just one of those, you just put him on the injury report, just because he is dealing with a little bit of something. But when he missed game 5, that lets me know that the injury was a lot serious than, what we originally thought. And for Robinson, he caught the injury during game 4 here in Cleveland. And it's because, Cleveland themselves are playing a very physical brand of basketball too. The only difference is they're getting away with a lot, being able to be a lot more physical than the Pistons. And I remember post game when J.B. Bickerstaff was talking about the difference in free throws. I remember him saying there was a handful of times where Robinson could not come off the screen because he was getting pulled, he was getting pushed, and it just so happened about 24 hours after that, he's on an injury report with lower back soreness. So we don't know his status going into game 6 as of right now. As a matter of fact, we're like 3-4 hours away from shoot around. So if we see him at shoot around, that means we know he's going to give it a go. But if we don't see him at shoot around like we saw on Wednesday, you're looking at a situation where they're going to have to win a winnable home contest without arguably, if not their best 3-point shooter.
Yeah. Cody Davis, appreciate your time as always. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll talk again very soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, Chris, the NBA released its last 2-minute report on the Pistons' Game 5 overtime loss to the Cavaliers. The league confirmed a key no call late in regulation, when the Pistons forward Thompson collided with Cavaliers center Jarrett Allen while chasing that loose ball. Detroit argued it should have been called a foul that sent Thompson to the free throw line with a chance to take the lead. But the report says, nope, both players made a legal play for the ball and that the contact was incidental.
Don't care if it was incidental or not. It's a foul.
That's what I say. And they said all 36 reviewed decisions in the final 2 minutes of regulation and overtime were correct.
Okay. Well, they're wrong.
Absolutely.
How about that? How about that, NBA?
That's right. Come on.
I made the
incidental.
decision. Doesn't matter. Incidental or not.
It was a foul. A foul's a foul.
Foul's a foul. 7 o'clock hour coming up would get you caught up on the latest headline that it's Flower Weekend.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This summer, discover the new menu at 5 Steakhouse, located inside St. John's Resort. Indulge in our colossal shrimp cocktail and estate-level oysters, or experience the Cardinal, our signature 40-ounce dry-aged powerhouse steak, crafted for true steak lovers and carved tableside. Join us every Monday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Martini Monday, featuring $12 martinis. Now open for the season, our terrace is the perfect setting for handcrafted cocktails, exceptional dining, and unforgettable summer evenings. Experience 5 Steakhouse inside St. John's Resort. Make your reservation today.
Sometimes you need a helping hand on the journey home. Rocket Mortgage searches thousands of our loan options to find the low rate that's right for you. Mortgages can be complicated. Finding our lowest rate doesn't have to be.
Need a tow? Yeah.
Get it today at rocketmortgage.com.
Please won't you be my neighbor?
Rocket Mortgage. Own the dream.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
President Trump is flying home. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. After 2 days of talks in China.
This has been an incredible visit. I think a lot of good has come of it.
Now, the president said before leaving that he and Chinese leader Xi Jinping did talk about Iran not being allowed to have a nuclear weapon. And they argued the Strait of Hormuz, mostly closed for shipping in this U.S. conflict, should be reopened. China buys most of Iran's oil. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports from Dubai.
During the summit, some Chinese vessels made it out of the Persian Gulf. It also got violent again, pretty noisy. An Indian-flagged livestock vessel was sunk off the coast of Oman. It's not clear if there was any livestock on board. All 14 crew members were rescued. This attack taking place while India was hosting a BRICS economic summit, along with Iran's foreign minister was also in attendance. Another ship was commandeered off the east coast of UAE, last seen heading to Iranian waters.
The president is also touting trade deals worked out on the trip with more than a dozen American CEOs who came to China with him, telling Fox's Hannity.
Those business people are here to make deals and to bring back jobs. They're bringing back massive numbers. China's going to invest hundreds of billions of dollars with those people that were in that room today.
While flying home, the president posted this morning on Truth Social he's planning something new for Washington along the Potomac River, what he calls the National Garden of American Heroes. That the president wrote will include a magnificent exhibition of statues. The CIA director's gone to Cuba, which the president's called a failed country with a tariff threat that's cut off fuel shipments to Cuba, leading to worsening shortages.
Director John Ratcliffe met with Cuban officials, including Fidel Castro's grandnephew, Raul Rodriguez Castro, to deliver President Trump's message that the U.S. is prepared to seriously engage on economic and security issues, but only if Cuba makes fundamental changes.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. Fox has also learned the U.S. is preparing a criminal case against ex-Cuban leader Raul Castro. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
This report is sponsored by the Hartford Auto Insurance. Wait until you hear this. You could save hundreds by switching to AARP Auto Insurance from the Hartford. Visit trusthartford.com. The Hartford, your protection is our passion. The Hartford Insurance Group, Inc. pays royalty fees to AARP for the use of its intellectual property. AARP and its affiliates are not insurers. Savings vary.
Currently accident-free on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute. We do have some construction to look out for. Road work has the left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696, as well as road work has your right lane closed. I-94 eastbound between Metro Parkway and North River Road. That's scheduled till 7 p.m. on Monday. Construction has the left lane closed. 75 southbound between 11 Mile Road and I-696, as well as road work has your right lane closed. 94 eastbound between I-275 and Greenfield Road. And we're experiencing slowdowns due to high volumes. I-94 eastbound between Livernois and 14th Street. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. A mix of sun and clouds for the day today with a high of 69 degrees. A few passing clouds overnight with a low of 52. Showers in the morning with some clearing in the afternoon for the day on Saturday. Much warmer with a high of 79. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also strong. We fight disease. We battle cancer. We come together. We come back. We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday afternoons at 2. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
It's another JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and streaming on WJR.com, where Michigan comes to talk.
It would be unbelievable for our companies if they opened it, and I think it would be good for China too.
Any indication they will open?
Well, they're going to open some of it. Yeah, they open it in stages. I'd like to just see them open it. But, you know, they guard their country, and he cherishes his country.
That's Donald Trump with Sean Hannity on the heels of that visit in Beijing with Xi Jinping, and he'll be in the air most of today as they fly back.
Yeah.
But he said he told Sean Hannity, last time we signed 36 deals. This time it'll be much bigger than that. He said China will buy U.S. farm goods and up to 200 Boeing jets. He said that's a lot of jobs. And he's also said that there is a big energy deal in the works. We're going to start sending Chinese ships to Texas and to Louisiana and to Alaska. He said that business leaders brought in major sway and inflows. China's going to invest hundreds of billions of dollars with those people. And he also said that China will not supply military equipment to Iran. And by the way, this comes as these reports out of a number of reports have had it. Politico, ABC, I've seen has had it as well.
Yeah.
That much of the military capabilities that the United States has claimed have been decimated, that they've taken out, might not be entirely accurate.
Yeah.
That they do still have military capabilities. And the idea of Operation Epic Fury was to set them back militarily where they can't take action against us.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're able to impose our will militarily, which we largely did,
Mm-hmm.
but they've been able to recoup a lot of that at this point. And that's certainly a concern as the ceasefire is still in place. So it was a good trip, it sounds like, for Donald Trump. He invited them to the United States, President
September.
Xi Jinping. Yeah, so there might be more opportunities for them to talk. But it was it sounds like it was a good meeting. It sounds like it's exactly what it was meant to be.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's so much about when we talked about this about winning.
I don't think it was about
stability.
winning. It was about furthering the relationship.
Sure,
we are adversaries.
we still
Everybody knows it.
Yep.
It's not a secret.
Nope.
But if you can make nice,
and get something out of it.
It should be the way to be.
Make a
Yeah.
deal or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Also, what do you think about the senators voting yesterday on, if it's a shutdown, we don't get paid?
I absolutely love it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. So they voted unanimous consent to withhold their own pay during government shutdowns. Now, there are a lot of other issues that I have with these lawmakers.
Yeah, I know it.
Making $170,000 a year and they're worth $2 billion. Get out of here.
Right.
All right, that's a little inflated. But they're
No,
worth
but, yeah, but
millions
you
and
know,
millions of dollars.
yes.
Oh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has been there for less than a decade, and she's worth millions and millions of dollars. I'm no mathematician,
Yeah.
but I don't know that all equates. So I think there are other problems here, but I agree that, and I think the House should follow the same suit.
Oh, no, I agree.
You should not be getting paid if the people that you are ping-ponging back and forth aren't getting paid either.
What I'm wondering, though, why this doesn't take effect until after the midterm.
Well, just in case there's another one.
I mean, come on, man. If this is really about accountability, how come we just don't start immediately?
Well,
yeah. But
nothing happens quickly in Washington.
Well, no, but I guess you can campaign on it too.
Sure.
During the
Well, they'll all do it.
Yeah, everybody's going to campaign on
Anytime
it.
the Republicans want to shut down the government, I'm not going to take a paycheck.
Yeah.
Anytime the Democrats want to shut down the government, I'm not going to take a
Oh, yeah.
paycheck. So,
Get the campaign on it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
time. So I think that has something to do
sure.
with it as well. Also, Henry Ford. It's a major milestone in the new center. Henry Ford marked progress on its massive $2.2 billion destination grand expansion. Hundreds gathered yesterday as crews raised a 1,400-pound steel beam atop the new 20-story patient tower, signaling the topping out phase of the project across from the current Henry Ford on the boulevard. And hospital leaders say the new 1.2 million square foot facility will include 432 patient rooms, expanded intensive care units, a larger emergency department, and specialized care in areas like transplant, cancer, neurosurgery, and heart and vascular services. Officials call the project more than a hospital expansion. It's part of a broader development plan expected to bring some jobs, housing, research opportunities to the area in partnership with the Pistons and MSU. The new facility expected to open in 2029.
It's great.
I'm telling you, this is new center is getting redeveloped here, and it's transforming.
Yeah, it's pushing down Woodward.
It is,
right? And that's exactly when you look at where the city has started, and Mike Duggan under his leadership as mayor, they started in the city center. They started downtown, and now they're expanding. I guess not really the city center, but that's where everything is happening.
Mostly everything, yeah.
So you're moving now into different parts of the city, and I think that's exactly what they should have done, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
And I think that it's paying dividends.
Yeah, and they're doing that, moving up north up Woodward, and I think the current administration is really focusing on the neighborhoods and doing things in the neighborhood. So let's see.
I remember we were talking to Bob Riney late last year.
Bob Riney,
and he was heads up Henry Ford, and he was saying, it's good to see cranes in the air.
Oh, absolutely.
There's stuff around the perimeter and the closings, the road closures, and a lot of the equipment coming in and out.
Yeah.
But that means there's progress. That means things are happening, and certainly Henry Ford's a big part of that.
And jobs,
absolutely.
Everything, yeah.
Absolutely. Pistons play tonight. Game 6 down in Cleveland, down 3-2 in the series. It is you're coming home either way.
Exactly. If you lose, you come home. If you win, you're going to come home.
The plane ride is going to be either depressing or very happy.
Yeah, that's right.
So, but
either a Mai Tai
elimination,
either a Mai Tai, or
they're either planning for Game 7,
either a tie 3-3 or a Mai Tai.
Mai Tai with the
little umbrella
in it. Yeah. Look, it sounds good. I don't think that's what they want yet.
No, they don't want that.
Not quite yet.
Not yet.
7:12, time for WJR's Business Beat, brought to you by Shelving.com. We rock your world. Here's Jeff Sloan, the founder and CEO of Startup Nation, to spotlight the entrepreneurial tech and startup community on WJR.
Good morning. As consumers, we need to have our guards up more than ever to protect against fraudulent activity. And now new data from the Federal Trade Commission shows that social media has become the leading channel for consumer fraud, with reported losses reaching $2.1 billion in 2025. The figure marks an 8-fold increase since 2020, highlighting the growing role of digital platforms in large-scale scam operations. Now, according to the agency, nearly 30% of consumers who reported financial losses said the initial contact with scammers occurred on social media platforms. The platform with the highest rate of this activity, Facebook, accounted for the highest share of reported losses, followed by WhatsApp and then Instagram. What are the bad guys going after? Well, it's investment-related fraud. That's the largest portion of total losses, accounting for nearly half, or $1.1 billion in losses in 2025. Next, it's shopping scams. Shopping scams by volume were the most frequently reported. Over 40% of victims said they purchased products advertised on social media platforms, ranging from apparel and cosmetics to automotive parts and pets, and not received what they thought they were purchasing. And one category that continues to grow, it's romance scams. Romance scams remained a significant category, with nearly 60% of reported cases originating on social media. Now, look, the key takeaway here is that these scams on social media have grown 8 times since 2020. And that means, unfortunately, that it's a dark business enterprise worth being in for the bad guys. And that means we're going to need to be ever more vigilant to steer clear of the various scammers out there trying to steal from consumers and hurt legitimate businesses in the process. I'm Jeff Sloan, founder and CEO of StartupNation.com, and today's Business Beat is brought to you by Verizon Small Business Digital Ready. Small business owners are always looking for smart ways to have the best shot at achieving business success, and sometimes the right support can make all the difference. That's why I recommend checking out Verizon Small Business Digital Ready. Right now, applications are open for their $10,000 small business grant program, and you can become eligible by completing just 2 free courses on their platform. These courses cover practical topics like marketing your business, managing your finances, building your online presence, and planning your next stage of growth. Visit startupnation.com/Verizon to get started today.
Need storage fast? Shelving.com delivers with same-day pickup or next business day shipping on durable solutions. From layer shelving to boltless shelving to heavy-duty unirack pallet racking, get the strength and speed your operation demands.
Shelving.com, we rack your world.
Hey gang, Jim Harper here with a little trivia for you. Did you know that 30 years ago, the average age for hearing loss was 73? You know what it is today? It's 50. Yep, that means us boomers. But the good news is Cruise Hearing Aid Service can really make your life better. It starts with a free hearing screening test. It might just be waxy buildup, which they can remove painlessly for only $50. If you do have some hearing loss, Felix Cruz and his kind staff can help you dial in a new hearing aid that's almost unnoticeable. Their technology is state-of-the-art, and their care is old school, warm, and friendly. Cruz Hearing has 3 locations: Farmington Hills, Taylor, and Waterford, and cruisehearing.com. After all those years of rock and roll, we shouldn't be surprised about hearing loss. Call Cruz Hearing Aid Service and start getting your wonderful life back. 877-456-CRUISE. That's 877-456-CRUZ. Cruz Hearing Aid Service.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Destination Ann Arbor invites you to experience spring in the Ann Arbor area. From the peony bloom to dining and festivals. Plan your next visit at annarbor.org. That's annarbor.org.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Summit Racing has the parts, tools, and accessories to keep your ride summer road trip ready. You'll find everything for pre-trip maintenance and essentials like emergency roadside kits. Shop summitracing.com and enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
WJR Traffic and Weather is also brought to you by Lombardo Apartments. Searching for a luxury 2 or 3 bedroom townhome, Kirkway Apartments in Washington Township features beautiful luxury townhomes designed for comfort, convenience, and style. Visit kirkwayapartments.com for more information on our specials, including up to 1 month free rent on a new lease. We have a crash on the I-94 eastbound off-ramp to northbound I-275. The left shoulder is blocked there. Construction has the left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696, you'll find road work has the right lane closed. 94 eastbound between I-275 and Greenfield Road, as you'll also find the right lane is closed. 27-mile road eastbound due to utility work at Van Dyke Road, and we're experiencing slowdowns I-94 westbound between Southfield Freeway and Ecorse Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
There will be an increase in cloud cover on this Friday with an afternoon high of 71, down to 54 with a few clouds tonight, then windy with showers tomorrow and a high of 81. And on Sunday, some breaks in the clouds with a high near 82. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Jeff Marr on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Coming in June, the biggest birthday party in history.
America 250. Michigan made from 760 WJR.
So there is a fair amount of buzz coming out of Donald Trump's visit with Xi Jinping in Beijing. That he said that there were a lot of deals done. The last time they worked together, they signed 36 deals. He says this is much bigger. Part of that is the agreement that they would not send military equipment to Iran, that they would be buying hundreds of planes from Boeing. And then there were a number of business leaders that were accompanying Donald Trump on this trip. Jonathan Hansen is the political scientist and lecturer in public policy at the Ford School at the University of Michigan and joins us this morning. It's good to have you back, Jonathan. What do you take away from some of the things that Donald Trump has said post-visit?
Well, it's been interesting. I mean, both sides have indicated that we're seeking a more stable relationship between the two countries, but there really wasn't a lot announced in terms of very specific agreements, other than that they will continue to meet again. The U.S. did say that China had agreed to order 200 new planes from Boeing, which was less than the 500 that they had said coming into this meeting. But a Chinese spokesperson didn't actually confirm that this was happening when he was asked by the media. So there didn't seem to be any big breakthroughs on the kinds of things that people had wondered about, but more a reassertion of, these two countries should try to work together and be on more friendly terms than we have been in the past year.
And I'm wondering, China's messaging kind of emphasizes mutual success and meeting halfway. How should we interpret that language? I mean, do you see this as China conceding anything meaningful, or is this more about just maintaining stability in a relationship that's kind of tense?
I think it's more the latter. China clearly would like us to be on a stable trading relationship. It's been to their advantage over the past couple of decades. And at the beginning of Trump's term, he launched the sort of trade war, raising tariffs as high as 135%. He later had to back down. Well, both sides backed down because China responded with its own trade measures. And ever since then, we've been in a very sort of tense situation where these issues have not been resolved. I think what the Chinese leader is saying is that we'd like to go back to just more of a stable situation. And in the broader context, that feels more like China's sort of asserting a new equilibrium where, the United States had tried to make a push and is now basically not pushing any longer.
Interesting. You mentioned that it wasn't some of the things that the president was saying wasn't necessarily being reiterated by the Chinese. Is that unusual? Is that uncommon for them, or are they're a little more low key than the president when it comes to some of these potential partnerships that were being talked about?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Part of it may be that the United States officials wanted to make some sort of positive announcements around things that were discussed. Maybe there was sort of agreement to sort of, hey, that's a good idea. We'll continue to talk about that. So we might see things come out in the months ahead. But on the whole, I think the Chinese wanted to send the message that we'd like to be in a more stable situation. And by the way, we'd like to keep the United States out of getting involvement with Taiwan.
Right.
And just, basically stay out of our sphere of influence. And I think China was looking more at these bigger picture issues than the sort of specific nitty gritty details that maybe business deals that may come out of this.
I know this all comes after years of tariff battles as well. And, the president says tariffs force fairness. China pushes back. What do you think from your perspective? Has that strategy actually worked?
It's hard to see any real success out of it at this point in time. A lot of Trump's powers that he was asserting to raise these tariffs have since been taken away by Supreme Court decisions because the Constitution puts that power with Congress. And so he really lost a lot of the tools in his arsenal that he was working with. And so at this point in time, kind of moving away from where we were a year ago, where our tensions were very high, and we're now basically trying to get back on friendly terms. It's hard to see that the president really accomplished anything out of that launch of his trade war a year ago.
The Taiwan issue, though, is, and Xi said it, that this is the most important issue that China and the United States are facing when it comes to the relationship between the two countries. Donald Trump has been very bullish, and probably recency bias is obvious, but because of everything that's going on in Iran, he's been very, very clear that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. He hasn't been as bullish on Taiwan. Where do you think that leaves the discussions?
Well, I think from the Taiwanese perspective, there's a little bit less certainty about the U.S. commitment than there had been in previous decades. The fact that Trump was willing to talk about some of these issues at a summit like this was even different from where things had been in the past, where the U.S. would basically, we're not talking about that.
Right, it was a red line.
Yeah. And I think, the big message that came out of the first day of the summit was a clear statement from Xi that the U.S. really would threaten the stability of the relationship between our countries if we interfere at all with Taiwan. And so, Secretary Rubio did sort of push back a little bit later by saying, we continue to support Taiwan, but he didn't want to talk further about it because that's sort of more of the traditional U.S. stance.
What should we be watching next to know whether this summit actually mattered?
Well, we'll see. One of the things that came out of the summit was a plan to meet again. Trump invited Xi to visit the U.S. in September. So it's part of a imagined series of meetings where some of these issues will keep coming up. I mean, some of the things that the United States cares about that we'd like to look for are sort of agreements around things like rare earth metals, which have been important for, defense and for, electric vehicles and things like that. We'd like for agricultural sales to come back to China. And there was talk about China making new orders for things like soybeans.
Yeah.
And clearly American farmers would want that. So there's a couple things there to look for if we can, sort of return to the previous status quo on trade related to those kinds of things.
Interesting as always, Jonathan Hansen. Appreciate your time and insight, and we'll continue to watch this because more conversations certainly seem like they'll be coming down the pipe. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Good to be here.
Yeah. Look, I nothing out of the ordinary here. Nothing we didn't expect.
No.
Right? We expected some movement on some trade deals, obviously,
And the continue of meetings,
building.
and getting together.
Building. But
Yeah.
but again, if the Taiwan issue continues to be kind of the wedge in between these two.
Mhm.
Now, I think the United States' stance is clear. Again, I don't know that the president has been entirely as bullish as we've seen leaders in the past be, but that doesn't mean that he's not understanding the
exactly.
significance of it.
Right.
So I think that's all at play here as well. Meanwhile, coming up on the other side, big game tonight. It's going to define our whole weekend. We'll talk about it. It's next.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. We're all glad to finally be able to enjoy walks, golf, pickleball, and other activities outside. Don't let severe or chronic back, neck, or knee pain get in the way of you doing the things you love. Call my friend Dr. Saul Kogan at the Nerve and Disc Institute. Thousands of people have reduced or eliminated their pain thanks to his gentle, relaxing, non-invasive, and best of all, non-surgical intra-disc neutrosis and knee restore RX treatments that stimulate the body's natural healing process. If you have spinal stenosis, herniated, bulging, or degenerative discs, sciatica pain, numbness, tingling, or burning in your hands, arms, and legs, osteoarthritis, or meniscus tears, Dr. Kogan can help you. Mention WJR in May to receive a consultation, exam, X-ray or MRI review, and laser treatment for only $49 for your first visit. The Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Call 586-416-DISC, 586-416-3472.
News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. President Trump headed home after a two-day summit in China. Fox Business's Edward Lawrence has a recap.
In China, the president says that he secured a commitment for China to buy 200 Boeing jets. Also guarantees that China will buy more agriculture and live up to commitments in buying soybeans from American farmers. The president positioning the U.S. to make sure that China refuses to help Iran and pressures to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
Supreme Court will allow an abortion pill to be available by mail, keeping a lower court ruling on hold.
That ruling determined an in-person visit to a doctor was necessary to receive the medication. The companies asked the Supreme Court to block the lower court's decision and allow patients to receive the pills by mail. Thursday, the High Court granted the drug maker's emergency request while the legal challenge plays out.
It's Fox's Kristen Goodwin. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
WJR Traffic First is also sponsored by Mary Grove Awnings. You built the deck, you bought the grill. Now stop letting the sun push you around. Mary Grove Awnings, motorized, built tough. Click the remote, instant shade, and they can install in as little as 48 hours. Go to marygrove.com and book your free in-home appointment. Mary Grove, own your backyard. Still dealing with a crash on the I-94 eastbound off-ramp to northbound I-275. The left shoulder is blocked there. Construction has the left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696. You'll find roadwork has your right lane closed. 94 eastbound between I-275 and Greenfield Road, and we're experiencing slowdowns due to higher volumes. I-94 westbound between the Southfield Freeway and Ecorse Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. A mix of sun and clouds for the day today with a high of 69 degrees. A few passing clouds overnight with a low of 52. Showers in the morning with some clearing in the afternoon for the day on Saturday. Much warmer, high of 79. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, boomers, listen up. Jim Harper here with a word about Cruise Hearing Aid Service. If you're experiencing ringing in your ears, maybe just a muffled sound, or you think you just can't hear as well as you used to, go to Cruise Hearing Aid Service and start at the beginning. It may be as simple as waxy buildup. They can remove that painlessly for $50. And then you can get a free hearing screening test to see if you do have some hearing loss. If that's the case, Felix Cruz and his wonderful staff can use their high-tech equipment to determine what kind of hearing aid is right for you. And the good news is today's technology makes hearing aids almost invisible. Cruz Hearing Aid Service has 3 locations, Farmington Hills, Taylor, and Waterford, and at cruzhearing.com. Call them at 877-456-CRUISE and make an appointment. That's 877-456-CRUZ. Cruz Hearing Aid Service. They're good people, and they want to help you.
JR Morning. Chris, Jamie, and Lloyd with the stories that matter to you.
Chris Alberta joins us, the president of Principium Tactical Wealth Management. Is that your message to your clients, is just stay the course?
There's a tremendous opportunity for growth. I mean, I always give the baseball analogy, like a money manager's job is to swing the bat hard when there's a fastball over the plate. When you start getting wild pitches, you need to step away and just take a walk. We've gotten a lot of fastballs over the plate over the last few years, despite the fact that the pitcher looked like a drunk, crazy lunatic who was like wobbling off the mound. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get, but you have to swing the bat if you want to score runs, and that's what's been happening.
JR Morning, 6 to 9 on 760 WJR.
Game 6 tonight, down in Cleveland. Pistons down 3-2, a must win, and it's win or go home. So
that's it.
Got to get it done tonight. Cody Davis is the Pistons beat writer for the Detroit News and joins us. Cody, it's good to have you back. They seem to respond really well in the last series when their backs against the wall. How do you expect them to come out tonight?
Well, first and foremost, man, good morning, and thank you guys for having me. But I'm expecting them to come out really strong. You know, that's one thing about this team that I kind of enjoyed the most about covering this season is the fact that every time when their backs are against the wall, every time, you know, I went into a game thinking, well, this is probably going to be one of those nights where they come up short, or, you know, even when you go back to the Orlando Magic series, you know, there was a handful of times where I was like, well, this is it. This is going to be the embarrassment. They're about to go home as the number 1 seed to a number 8 seed. they always find a way to come together and win. And I think that's what we're going to see tonight. This is a team that thrives through adversity. It doesn't matter what the occasion is, and I'm expecting them to continue that trend tonight, and I do expect them to win and force a Game 7 back in Detroit on Sunday.
Cody, we saw that devastating run in the last game, those momentum swings. How do you stop a Cavs team when they get rolling like that? What do the Pistons need to do?
Well, they literally need to make sure that they continue to lean upon their defensive identity. And I know before game 5, looking at the losses that they had in games 3 and 4, that was the number one thing that was hurting the Pistons the most, was their, not playing up to their defensive identity. And I know a part of that is because of the reasons why I've seen them. I think I saw a stat over the last 3 games. The Cleveland Cavaliers have shot over like 100 free throws in the Pistons. They basically got only half of that. And, I've asked Coach J.B. Bickerstaff, I asked the players, how do you continue to still play your physical defensive style brand when you are also playing against the whistle? And of course, they give us the answer of, we can't play towards the whistle. We got to make sure we continue to play up to our standard. But every time you see them on the court over these last 3 games and the ones that they lost, you can tell like they are a little bit too focused on not getting that foul call. And I mean, it's hard. I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, on the opposite side of the court, you have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. And we saw in game 5, there was a number of times where they forced James Harden into taking a terrible shot, but he'll do some type of acting, and then he's at the line. So that is the number one reason why it was hard for them to stop them. I mean, they went up 9 with 3 minutes left, and at that point they wasn't playing the way that got them the lead. It was literally them playing, okay, let's just try to hurry up and run out the clock, and they kind of just fell apart towards the end of that game in game 5.
What's the injury status of Duncan Robinson? I know Karis LeVert is dealing with a heel injury as well. What's their injury situation at this point?
Well, LeVert, last couple of days, he's been on an injury report with a heel contusion. I'm not expecting him to miss this game. He's been on the injury report over the last 2 games, and he was able to play. And, of course, we saw the phenomenal performance he had in game 4. With Duncan Robinson, on the other hand, he's dealing with lower back soreness. And at first I thought it was just one of those, you just put him on the injury report, just because he is dealing with a little bit of something. So when he missed game 5, that lets me know that the injury was a lot serious than, what we originally thought. And for Robinson, he caught the injury during game 4 here in Cleveland. And it's because, Cleveland themselves are playing a very physical brand of basketball too. The only difference is they're getting away with a lot, being able to be a lot more physical than the Pistons. And I remember post game when JB Bickerstaff was talking about the difference in free throws. I remember him saying there was a handful of times where Robinson could not come off the screen because he was getting pulled, he was getting pushed, and it just so happened about 24 hours after that, he's on an injury report with lower back soreness. So we don't know his status going into game 6 as of right now. As a matter of fact, we are like 3-4 hours away from shoot around. So if we see him at shoot around, that means we know he's going to give it a go. But if we don't see him at shoot around like we saw on Wednesday, you're looking at a situation where they're going to have to win a winnable home contest without arguably, if not their best 3-point shooter.
Yeah. Cody Davis, appreciate your time as always. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll talk again very soon.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, Chris, the NBA released its last 2-minute report on the Pistons' Game 5 overtime loss to the Cavaliers. The league confirmed a key no-call late in regulation, when the Pistons forward Thompson collided with Cavaliers center Jarrett Allen while chasing that loose ball. Detroit argued it should have been called a foul that sent Thompson to the free throw line with a chance to take the lead. But the report says, nope, both players made a legal play for the ball and that the contact was incidental.
Don't care if it was incidental or not. It's a foul.
That's what I say. And they said all 36 reviewed decisions in the final 2 minutes of regulation and overtime were correct.
Okay. Well, they're wrong.
Absolutely.
How about that? How about that, NBA?
That's right. Come on.
I made the
incidental.
decision. Doesn't matter. Incidental or not.
It was a foul.
A
foul's a foul.
Foul's a foul. Yeah, and look, I'm excited for this game tonight.
I am too.
I actually do think they're going to respond. I mean, I think they're going to come out with a lot of fire.
They're going to leave it all
well.
on the floor, I think.
You know, again, it coincides with Jalen Duren not playing very well that they've had, I think, the playoffs that they've had.
Yeah.
So what his role is going to be tonight, I don't know. I don't know.
Thompson, Duren, Tobias, everybody's got to be hitting, man.
Yes.
And, of course, Cade.
And of course, they're dealing with some of the injury stuff.
True, because I hate that Robinson is out, you know?
Yeah, he's
I like his
one of your
outside
clutch
shooting.
three-point shooters. Yeah.
You know.
Meanwhile, I was reading this story in NerdWallet because there is a shift in our habits in the way that we shop. And not only the way that we shop, we know that, right? Things are, everybody's shopping online now.
Yeah.
But there's a noticeable shift in the return policies. Retail returns have nearly doubled since 2019, which is almost 16% of all sales in 2025. That's according to the National Retail Federation. The online return rate is even higher. Retailers in 2025 projected almost 20% of online sales would be returned. 20% would be returned. And here's how this is shifting. Well, some places are shortening the window for returns. Some places are even instituting return fees if there's something that you want to return.
Yeah, they're just trying to deter you from bringing it back.
I bought. We were redoing the kids' rooms. We were taking the crib out of Henry's room, and we were putting. We were getting him a twin bed. So Jake already had the twin bed, so we just shifted that whole set over to Henry, and then the crib actually converts into a full size bed. So we needed a mattress.
Sure.
Well, then I couldn't attach it. It was a whole thing. So I needed to get a bed frame and a box spring.
Okay.
So I went and got the box spring and the bed frame, put it in the room. It was too high. It was a mess. People were complaining. People meaning Jake. And I said, I can't hear this anymore. I got to figure something else out. So I went and bought a conversion kit. Yada. Long story short, I go to return the box spring and the frame.
Okay.
And they're like, it was a 3-day return policy. We can't take this back. I go, 3 days.
Wow.
3 days. I've never heard of a 3-day return policy.
Man, 36 hours.
It was 13 days, by the way. It wasn't like 9 months later.
Sure.
Thought it was very strange.
36 hours.
This is what we're doing. That they are shifting the way that the return policy, because everybody does it. If you're buying clothes online, I don't know what size is going to fit me.
It's different.
So I'll buy 3 shirts.
Yes.
And then I'll return the 2 that don't fit.
Exactly. Because they run different. A lot of clothes run small, run big, and because you don't try them on, you got to know. Yeah, that's irritating.
Very irritating. Coming up on the other side, a big weekend down at Eastern Market. It's Flower Day. We're going to talk about it. But first at 6:44, time for Automotive Views, brought to you by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Learn more at michiganbusiness.org.
Some automotive partnerships feel forced, but a recent tie-up between 2 Detroit institutions makes a whole lot of sense. Ford has teamed up with Carhartt for a new appearance package on certain trims of 2027 Super Duty pickups. It's a perfect match, one of the leading workwear brands collaborating with Ford on the workhorse of its vehicle lineup. The truck comes with special badging, seat materials, floor mats, and wheels crafted to look like Detroit manhole covers. The floor mats are patterned after Carhartt's newest tool bag, and the seats feature the same stitching pattern found on Carhartt clothes. Pickup alone is cool, but the 2 companies' partnership goes even deeper. Carhartt is supplying uniforms for aspiring Ford dealership technicians. The 2 companies also recently opened a Detroit outpost for Toolbank USA, which lends tools for skilled trades, community revitalization projects, and disaster relief. It's the type of community-focused collaboration other brands should emulate. With this week's Automotive View, I'm Mike Martinez with Automotive News.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155. 800-896-8155.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen Sundays at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. Sponsored by Must Construction Careers. Learn more at mustcareers.org.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement Tuesday nights at 7. Firm offers insurance services, investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
I'm Pastor Darren Weiss, CEO of Grace Centers of Hope. One of the best ways we can make a difference in our community is by volunteering together. At Grace, we could use your help. Families, churches, schools, workplaces, everyone has something to offer to serve side by side and bring hope to those in need. Whether you prepare a meal or help us rehab a home, your time will have a lasting impact. It strengthens communities and brings people closer together. Call 855-HELP-GCH or go to gracecentersofhope.org.
Spin on Golf with PGA professionals Brian Cairns, Jordan Young, and WJR Steve Courtney, 6 p.m. Sundays live from St. John's Resort. Escape to the greens with a Cardinal Stay and Play golf package. The show is sponsored by Rocket and the Rocket Classic, coming July 30th through August 2nd. Join Jack Rizzula every Saturday night at 10 p.m. for Anything is Possible. Hear Jack present uplifting stories of some of the world's most remarkable people and their extraordinary life journeys. Anything is Possible. Sponsored in part by Ideal Group. We are Ideal.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Christine Keenel, Haven of Oakland County President and CEO, says domestic violence is a big problem in many communities.
There's 100,000 calls for service in one city. 2/3 of that is domestic violence related, if you can believe that or not.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
We're dealing with one problem on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute. We have a crash on the I-94 eastbound off-ramp to northbound I-275. The left shoulder is blocked there. Roadwork has your left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. That's causing slowdowns from Linwood Avenue. You'll find roadwork has the left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696, and we're experiencing slowdowns due to higher traffic volumes right now. I-94 westbound between the Southfield Freeway and Earcourse Road, as well as 94 westbound between Van Dyke and I-75. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Clouds will increase from this morning into the afternoon with a high in the low 70s. Partly cloudy with a low of 54 tonight. Windy with showers tomorrow and the high of 81. And a mix of clouds and sunshine Sunday with a high in the low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Jeff Marr on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
I do feel like I kind of say this a lot, but we do have a lot of crown jewels in the city of Detroit.
Oh, absolutely.
And Eastern Market is one of them. And especially on a weekend like this.
It's going to be great. The weather's going to be great. The temperature's going to be, it's going to be fabulous.
It's going to be beautiful this weekend. And Sunday is Flower Day. 150 vendors are going to be there. Live music, lots of food. There is nothing like going down to Eastern Market. And I'm sorry, I can't remember where they're at, but the big row of barbecues that they just got ripping.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then you're shopping around flowers and food and all kinds of stuff.
And you see a lot of your neighbors.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
See a lot of, you see, because everybody's not in Flower Day.
Nancy's here.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And again, it's going to be a wonderful weekend. You mentioned it weather-wise. Katie Trudeau is the CEO of Eastern Market and joins us this morning. Katie, good morning. It's so good to talk with you.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
It's going to be such a fun weekend. I got to imagine this is something that you guys really look forward to every year.
We do. We get ready for Flower Day for months. It's our biggest event of the year. The vendors love it. The district businesses, it's their biggest sales day of the year. That row of barbecues, that's Burt's right there on Russell.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, we love Flower Day. It's our biggest event of the year.
Do you think events like this have taken on even more meaning, Katie, as people, look for outdoor and community kind of centered experiences? Because like I said, not only is it great, you can get out and get some great flowers, but you also see your neighbors there.
I do. I think that's very true. We see that every Saturday at Eastern Market. It's a place to shop and get really high quality local produce and flowers, but it's also such a cultural and community experience to be at the Eastern Market, especially on Flower Day.
Well, and one of the things that Eastern Market provides is an opportunity for our agricultural industry to shine, and you get straight from the grower, right? And whether that's produce or flowers, we're really highlighting some of the best that the state has to offer.
That's something I don't think some of our customers realize is so important about the Eastern Market is how many sales opportunities we in Detroit are providing to Michigan farmers, Michigan flower growers. And the Flower Day event we do in partnership with the Metro Detroit Flower Growers Association. So everything you see under the sheds, all those 150 flower vendors, those are all members of that Metro Detroit Flower Growers Association.
And Katie, you say, no, it starts at 7 a.m., but, seasoned folks kind of know better. They know to get there earlier. So, for someone that's coming for the first time, I mean, what's the game plan? How should they approach today?
We do recommend folks get there early. The event does formally start at 7, but you'll see the seasoned shoppers getting there a little bit earlier, and the growers aren't going to turn down a sale. So it's a very early morning, beautiful event. We are this year trying to recommend that people try multiple ways to get into the neighborhood. We see a backup happening oftentimes off of that Mack Avenue exit on I-75. We have a new street, new Riopel goes through now to Mack Avenue. That's a new project the city did for us. So lots of ways to get into the neighborhood if you experience traffic. All the parking in the neighborhood's free. So get there early, bring your flower carts or wagons. We'll have those for rent as well.
Oh, cool. I was going to say, bring lots of wagons as an experienced shopper there. Don't just bring one.
No.
You're going to need multiple, unless you want to carry everything through the market, which I know you won't want to do. So
or
bring
make multiple trips.
Or multiple trips, multiple people, multiple wagons.
Yes.
And what I love about this event is, it's you can go to a mall and be overwhelmed by people, right? Everybody's bustling around.
Yeah.
Everybody's so happy to be there. Yes, there's lots and lots of people, but everybody's excited. It's always such a beautiful event that everybody's just excited to be at.
Yeah, lots of families, kids. We close Russell Street, so it's a super safe environment. There's lots of food options. There's almost more of a festival feel to it than just a flower shopping experience.
And Katie, in a time when everything feels more expensive, how meaningful is it to offer something like this to the community? An event that's free and it's open and accessible to everybody.
It's so important to us. It's what we do at the market. We're a nonprofit organization, so these sort of community events are what we exist for. And we are so happy that no matter what's going on around us, we're able to come and do Flower Day for Metro Detroit year in, year out, as well as our regular Saturday and summer markets.
And Katie, if someone can't make it on Sunday, that doesn't mean they're out of luck, right? You got Tuesday flower markets and daily vendors in May, right?
We do. So we have, in the month of May, we do a Tuesday flower market. That's actually something we started during COVID to allow for socially distanced shopping, but it's totally popular. People love coming on Tuesday. There's a lot of different options on a Tuesday. And there's also lots of flowers at our regular Saturday market.
Katie Trudeau, the CEO of Eastern Market, thank you so much. Can't wait to make it down this weekend. It's going to be fantastic.
Great. We're excited. Thanks.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I'm sure we'll be getting up on Saturday, and Maria will be like, oh, it's flower time.
Yep.
Because she likes to put her flowers out on in the flower pots on the porch and, and everything. And so I'm sure we'll be down there.
You got a green thumb? You like to garden, plant?
No, my thumb is red. I stick it and it bleeds. That's my thumb.
I'm with you.
She is my wife is the green thumb. I mean, yeah.
I've killed fake plants.
Oh, you're bad. Okay. I thought I was bad. You're bad. You killed the plastic ones.
I'm like, I thought this thing was supposed to live forever. Why is it wilted? What happened here?
You are bad.
It's terrible.
That's okay.
I'll tell you another thing too. We redid our front garden in front of our house. And I put these bushes in.
Okay.
I'm like, these are going to be nice bushes. I bought them little. I don't think they've grown one leaf. They're still alive, I guess. I don't know.
What did you do?
I put them in the ground. What do you mean? What did I do?
Okay.
I dug a hole. I put it in. I covered it.
It's a little bit more to it, I think, than that.
That's what I did. It waters. It gets wet. It has what it needs. And nothing's happened. I went back to the place. I'm like, are these supposed to grow or are these just supposed to be little? They're like, no, it's supposed to grow. Like, well, they were defective. They're like, I think it's your fault.
Yeah.
8 o'clock hour coming up. It's JR Morning.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Listen in for the Cranes Detroit interview with Mike Lee every Monday morning on JR Morning. Brought to you in partnership with Mercantile Bank. Looking for a new business bank? Mercantile can help drive your business forward. Learn more at mercbank.com.
At Michigan Medicine, we know the best care for you is always the care that's up to you. That's why we fight for your rights as patients to get world-class care close to home with the providers you choose. We're fighting the insurance denials that stand in the way of leading-edge care. Plus, we're making sure your doctors, nurses, and pharmacists have everything they need to support you. Michigan Medicine, fighting for the care you deserve. Learn more at uofmhealth.org/fight-for-patients.
Spring shouldn't be a struggle to breathe. May is Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month. And with nearly 1 million Michiganders affected, it's time to take control. Visit aafamich.org for local resources and management tips to help you breathe easier.
We're on Instagram at WJR Radio. This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
We're hearing from President Trump on Air Force One. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. After leaving China following 2 days of talks with leader Xi Jinping.
Amazing period of time. President Xi's an incredible guy.
And the president just told reporters a short time ago the conflict with Iran was an issue.
On Iran, it's very interesting. He feels strongly they can't have a nuclear weapon.
And he says China wants the Strait of Hormuz back open since they buy most of Iran's oil. As for another big issue they discussed.
On Taiwan, he does not want to see a fight for independence because that would be a very strong confrontation.
But the president says he did not make a commitment. The U.S. backs Taiwan militarily. China considers the island its territory. Fox's Mark Meredith reports from the White House the president will return around dinner time to Washington.
The two leaders talked a lot about trade while he was over there. The president says he left China with a commitment that it'll spend a lot more of its money on American products, from Boeing airplanes to soybeans. The president says bringing CEOs along with him helps sell America.
We have about 30 of the biggest business leaders in the world, biggest
everything. You name it, from chips to planes to everything.
Women across the country can continue to get an abortion pill by mail after a Supreme Court decision to keep a lower court ruling on hold.
That ruling determined an in-person visit to a doctor was necessary to receive the medication. Thursday, the High Court granted the drug maker's emergency request while the legal challenge plays out. The original case challenging the use of the drug was brought by the state of Louisiana, which sued the Food and Drug Administration to challenge a regulation that allowed mifepristone to be prescribed through telehealth and dispensed by mail, arguing it violated the state's sovereignty.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. While 18 Americans remain in quarantine after being taken off that hantavirus-stricken cruise ship, they're in Nebraska and Georgia. None currently have tested positive for it. The CDC monitoring 23 other people in several states for any virus symptoms. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. At Lowe's, pros save more on the materials you need to get the job done inside and out. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Valid through 5/27 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
I-94 eastbound at I-275. That accident is cleared. Road work has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. That's causing slowdowns from Linwood Avenue. Road work has your left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696. And we're experiencing slowdowns due to high traffic volumes. I-94 westbound between Gratiot Avenue and Mount Elliott Street, as well as 94 eastbound between Merriman and Ecorse Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. A mix of sun and clouds for the day today. High of 69 degrees, a few passing clouds overnight, low of 52. Showers in the morning with clearing in the afternoon for the day on Saturday and much warmer, high of 79. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday afternoons at 2. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
There's a place where mornings begin with coffee on the world's longest front porch and evenings end with music under the stars. For 140 years, that place has been Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Join us in our 140th season as America celebrates 250 years for a summer of special events, seasonal programming, and new Grand American evenings each night, beginning after dinner with outdoor entertainment, music, and patriotic celebration for all ages. Join us for a season to celebrate. Visit grandhotel.com or call us at 1-800-33-GRAND and mention code WJR 2026 for 15% off our best available rate. Some conditions apply.
Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen Sundays at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. Sponsored by Must Construction Careers. Learn more at mustcareers.org.
It's not just morning, it's a JR morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and on the WJR app, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right, 8 o'clock hour. Good to have you. Pistons getting ready to do their business tonight down in Cleveland, down 3-2 in the series. Win or go home. You got to win this game or the series is over. Your season's over. All the good work that was done in the regular season, 60 wins, all
means
of that.
Nothing.
It goes to the wayside.
It's either going to be a 3-3 tie or a Mai Tai.
You know, exactly.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the bottom line.
That's it. Yeah. And look, I think that they're going to get it done tonight. I do. I understand that Cleveland has not lost at home in these playoffs, but look, there was a different tenor to this team when they went down 3-1 against
Orlando. Yeah.
And so they had to scrap and fight back in that series.
And we know they can.
And
they're capable.
Did.
They're
And they
capable.
did.
Yeah.
So I have the confidence that they're going to be able to do it. Now, they're going to have to find a way defensively to shut down Donovan Mitchell. Now, not shut him down. He's going to get
his.
Right?
But you got to try to limit him as best you can.
Same thing with Harden.
Yes.
Like you can't shut down star players like that.
Right.
Cade's going to get his too. Right? But they've relatively, for the most part, kept him in check. But James Harden had 30 points in game 5.
You just got to jump straight up in the air and not jump into James Harden so he can't fall down and act like you hit him or something.
Now, I don't know, again, what the referee situation is going to be tonight, but don't put it in their hands.
That's right.
They are obviously not calling this thing the way that you think they should call it. So don't leave it up to them.
But something else you should keep in your hands is the freaking ball.
Yeah, don't turn it over.
Okay.
Very simple.
Yeah, keep the ball in your hands.
Yeah, it's very simple. So there's that, and then of course, if they were to win tonight, then we've got a Sunday matchup.
Yes, at LCA.
And if that is necessary, that will be Sunday. Time has not yet been announced, but it will be on Prime Video.
Okay.
So I imagine you're looking at a night game.
A night game, yeah.
Yeah, also on Sunday. But again, no time has been announced because we don't know if it would be necessary. Hopefully it is necessary.
And the Tigers play this weekend too. So if that happens, I mean, the Pistons and the Tigers will be downtown.
Yeah, and the Tigers have been struggling.
They really have.
Struggling.
They
And
really
again, there's a lot of injuries there. Obviously, Tarek Skubal, Justin Verlander's trying to get back on the pitching rotation. But this was kind of the worry here is that the pitching isn't strong enough. Framber Valdez is back from his suspension. That's great.
That's good.
But they didn't look very good against the Mets.
Nope.
So it's problematic. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is on his way back to the United States after this meeting with Xi Jinping in Beijing. And there's been a number of things that have come out of that. Obviously, some of the trade deals, the business side of those discussions have come out. And China has said that they're going to buy 200 Boeing planes. Okay.
And Boeing thought maybe 150. It ended up 200.
Right. So that's a nice little feather in your cap out of this. But they also said, Xi also said that they were not going to send military equipment to Iran.
Right.
Part of that, I think, from China's perspective is, well, we don't want this to escalate any further. We don't want this to keep going.
We need to straight open and all of that.
Yeah, we don't want to arm them militarily.
Sure.
We want this to be done. We want the strait to be open.
Yes.
We want that critical waterway to reopen.
Right.
So that oil can flow through, so that fertilizer can flow through. So that's a positive as well. And hopefully we're getting closer to some sort of diplomatic ending to this. But it doesn't seem like we're quite there yet either. So those conversations are ongoing. But this meeting was more about, at this point, keeping the relationship going in a positive direction. There obviously is the issue of Taiwan, which was discussed to a certain degree. And that for China, that's a red line.
That's still a little stickler there, a little sticky wicket.
And that is going to be the main fissure between these two countries, at least as of right now going forward. So interesting meeting.
Do you know who the governor of Michigan is?
Currently?
Currently.
I'll take Gretchen Whitmer for 500.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Or
I'm
not
just
Alex.
checking.
What's his name now?
I can't remember. Ken.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, asking for a friend.
Okay.
Because the Michigan judge has ruled that Republican gubernatorial candidate John James must temporarily stop using a campaign logo that could suggest that he is the incumbent. Ingham County Circuit Court Judge Wanda Stokes granted a preliminary injunction in a lawsuit brought by fellow Republican candidate Perry Johnson. The dispute centers on a logo reading John James Governor, which includes imagery such as a helicopter and an American flag. Now, Johnson's campaign argued that the design could mislead voters into thinking James currently holds the office, which Michigan law prohibits. Violations can be treated as misdemeanors. James's legal team says, listen, it plans to appeal, arguing that the statute does not apply and that voters are not being misled.
What is the percentage of voters in the state of Michigan that think that John James is the governor?
I just don't see where somebody
Is it less than 1%?
It's got to be. It's got to be. Listen, smart people in this state.
Yeah,
smart people who listen to this station.
Yeah, I would say that this is the politics at play.
And then it's going to be an appeal, so we got to go back and forth. And,
Sure,
it's just I don't know, man. It's
look, whatever. Do your thing. If that's what you think is necessary for your campaign, okay. I think it's silly, but that's just me.
Governor Granholm should be very upset about it. Right?
Yeah.
That's who's governor, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, okay.
Brian doesn't listen to the show.
No.
Do you see? Do you see? Case in point. Case in point.
Oh man. Listen, New Center is being transformed with Henry Ford Health. They marked progress of this massive $2.2 billion destination grand expansion. People got together yesterday. Crews raised a 1,400-pound steel beam atop a new 20-story patient tower, signaling the topping out phase of the project across from the current Henry Ford Hospital on the boulevard. And hospital leaders say the new 1.2 million square foot facility is going to include 432 patient rooms, expanded intensive care units, a larger emergency department, specialized care in areas like transplant, cancer, neurosurgery, and heart and vascular services. And officials called the project more than just a hospital expansion. It's part of a broader development plan expected to bring in jobs and housing and research opportunities to the area in partnership with the Pistons and Michigan State University. And this new facility is expected, Chris, to open in 2029.
Yeah, new center's getting a facelift. Yeah,
we see the cranes up and the building going on here in New Center. It's going to be a new destination. 29 is going to be really hot around here, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be well, and you can already see it. I mean,
Sure.
there's a lot more people in this area now.
The Motown Museum is expanding. I
Yep.
mean, that's happening on the boulevard too. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Meanwhile, senators on Capitol Hill yesterday adopted a resolution by unanimous consent to withhold their own pay during government shutdowns. It won't take effect until after the midterm elections.
So we can campaign on it.
Right. But it instructs the Secretary of the Senate to place senators' paychecks on hold during any duration of a federal government shutdown, and they would be released after the government reopens.
So the House has to do the same because, right? And this was
Well,
on a
it
voice
doesn't-
vote.
it
It doesn't
doesn't-
have to be approved by the House for this to happen, right?
Correct, because this is just for
The
the Senate.
Senate.
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
just for the Senate to withhold their
Okay.
paychecks.
Yeah.
But a number of House bills have been introduced
To
in
do
the
the
lower
same?
chamber. Yes.
Okay.
But at this point, we're not really sure what the prognosis of that is. I mean, there have been a number of congressional representatives that have withheld their pay.
Sure. Yeah.
I
On their
know a
own.
number of them here in the state of Michigan have done that. Congressman Barrett has done it. I think Tim Walberg did it.
Yep. Mhm.
So there have been a number of people that have done it, but I think it should be across the board.
Yeah,
I really do, because if you're going to put other people's paychecks in jeopardy, then I think you should feel the same heat.
And I think
if you guys can't actually do the work,
Yeah. Well, I think it gives them a little bit more urgency to get things done too.
yeah, certainly.
When they're losing money.
Coming up on the other side, new legislation that's been introduced in Washington. It's called the Lower Prices at the Pump Act, and it's designed to keep big oil companies from price gouging during this Iran conflict. We're going to talk to Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet. It's next on JR Morning.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, gang, Jim Harper here with a little trivia for you. Did you know that 30 years ago, the average age for hearing loss was 73? You know what it is today? It's 50. Yep, that means us boomers. But the good news is Cruise Hearing Aid Service can really make your life better. It starts with a free hearing screening test. It might just be waxy buildup, which they can remove painlessly for only $50. If you do have some hearing loss, Felix Cruz and his kind staff can help you dial in a new hearing aid that's almost unnoticeable. Their technology is state of the art and their care is old school, warm, and friendly. Cruz Hearing has 3 locations: Farmington Hills, Taylor, and Waterford, and cruisehearing.com. After all those years of rock and roll, we shouldn't be surprised about hearing loss. Call Cruz Hearing Aid Service and start getting your wonderful life back. 877-456-CRUISE. That's 877-456-CRUZ. Cruz Hearing Aid Service.
The biggest holidays call for the biggest savings. And right now, you can save 30% during the Gardner White Memorial Day sale. Fresh styles, new arrivals, and 30% off everything you need to refresh your home. Save on brands like FlexSteel, Cindy Crawford Home, Daniels Amish, Drew and Jonathan Home, and more. Plus, with no interest financing and free same-day delivery, saying yes has never been easier. Don't miss the Gardner White Memorial Day sale on now.
Few things are truly timeless, because to last, you can't stand still. That's the beauty of Michigan. You can feel it everywhere, like a fresh breeze on a riverfront stroll, or how the nightlife hums with electricity, like an old friend with new stories to tell. So let the excitement bring you back and bring you together, season after season, in pure Michigan. Find your season at michigan.org.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes, delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Currently, we are accident-free on the area roadways as we continue your Friday morning commute. We do have some orange barrels to look out for. Construction has the left lane closed. I-75 southbound between 11 Mile Road and I-696, as well as roadwork has your left lane closed. On the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street, that's causing slowdowns from Linwood Avenue. You'll find construction has the left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696, and we are experiencing slow traffic due to heavy volumes right now. 94 eastbound between Merriman Road and Ecorse Road, as well as 94 westbound between Telegraph Road and Middle Belt Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Clouds will increase from this morning through the afternoon with a high of 71. Tonight, a partly cloudy sky with a low near 54. Windy with showers tomorrow and a high of 81. And a mix of clouds and sunshine on Sunday with a high in the low 80s. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Jeff Marr on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
It's Friday. Next time we meet in Focus with me, Paul W. Smith. We'll join Tom Watkins, a very pro-China businessman. Interesting thoughts. The Rieger Reviews It is on Fridays. The movies to see and maybe not to see from the theaters and home. It's Friday in Focus with me, Paul W. Smith. Talk to you then.
So it's the Lower Prices at the Pump Act, and it would prevent big oil companies from taking advantage of the war in Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which is inflating gas prices, not only here in the United States, but certainly around the world. It's legislation that's been introduced by Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet up in the 8th Congressional District here in the state of Michigan, and she joins us this morning. Congresswoman, good to have you.
Good morning.
What was the impetus for this? Obviously, the gas prices have gone up. The pinch has been put on all of us here in the state of Michigan. But what specifically drove you to this legislation?
Well, part of it is that I hear daily from people who are just so concerned about gas prices. You know, we're close to $5 a gallon, and diesel is almost $6.50 a gallon, which is particularly hard for our farmers and our folks that are using big equipment. So we just sat down and thought, okay, what can we do here? We do see price gouging occasionally, and what this is intended to do, because when that happens, usually you're not seeing it at the gas pump, you're seeing it farther up the line. So, when we see billions of dollars of profit coming at a time when people are pinched at the pump, that becomes something I think that we need to watch and investigate. So I introduced a bill to actually stop price gouging, specifically asking the Federal Trade Commission to monitor and ensure that price gouging is not happening and have the ability to fine them if it is.
How confident are you that regulators can actually catch and stop price manipulation in real time rather than after the fact?
Well, obviously the gouging has to happen for them to catch it, right? So it's always going to be a little bit after the fact, but I think just the pure act of knowing that someone is watching, that there is congressional direction, that be specifically monitored, particularly right now, it's not just the gas prices for people, and we all know this. It's the cost of housing and childcare and healthcare and all of these pieces that are just such a burden on most people across Michigan. And the very least that we can do is ensure that nobody's trying to rip them off. We're in a place of what feels like a crisis for a lot of families.
The president has floated this idea of a gas tax holiday, suspending the federal gas tax as a way to drive prices down. It sounds like he's talking about a 90-day pause, but that would require congressional approval. Is that something that you would support?
Yeah, I'm sure I would. Now, we can't do it forever. It becomes a problem down the road, but people need help right now. But honestly, a 90-day pause of a gas tax, which is going to give folks back about 18 cents a gallon, is something that will help a little bit. But if we don't have a plan with defined achievable goals of how to get out of this war in Iran, this is not going to be big enough. When I introduced this bill about price gouging, I said, look, there are 3 things that we can do right now, but the first one is we have to be able to define what we're looking for in Iran and what the plan is to withdraw from that war. We cannot, if this turns into another one of those never-ending wars that Americans are fighting on their own, this is going to be permanent pain, and a temporary gas tax recess is not going to help.
Is there a bipartisan agreement emerging on any of these issues, or is energy pricing still, heavily divided along party lines?
Listen, in Washington, a lot of things are heavily divided. That definitely don't need to be. I think you're seeing, we have seen, obviously Democrats are talking about this, but so are some Republicans, particularly about putting a finite date on ending the war. But energy prices is not a partisan issue. People are stretched too thin. Up in my area, so I represent the city of Flint North. 7% of our jobs pay less than $60,000 a year. So take-home pay on $60,000 a year. When you look at the rising cost of groceries and the rising cost of healthcare, all of these things add on to each other. This isn't just a gas issue. This is about a lot of people feeling a pinch in a way that is not sustainable.
You mentioned the never-ending war aspect of this. Do you feel like that's where this is at now? I mean, much of the war fighting has gone to the wayside, at least for now. Obviously, anything can happen. But do you feel like this is something that we're going to be in perpetually here?
I believe it's something that we should be wary of. We don't have a lot of people standing by our side in this. And the biggest concern is that I don't believe that the president or the Department of Defense have laid out specifically what an end could look like, what the exit strategy is, the goals that they're trying to achieve, that we get a lot of different answers to that. And, we have a very precarious ceasefire at the moment, but what is it that we're looking for in order to say job done and to start to exit from the war? And that has not been defined, and it's a pretty significant problem.
And Congresswoman, for someone listening right now who feels, gas prices are unpredictable and out of their control, what's the one thing you want them to understand about what you're trying to change?
I am trying everything I can to get prices down. So stopping price gouging. Another thing that we need to look at, which actually would be really beneficial here in Michigan, is to have year-round E15, which is a very different product than it was 30 years ago. And there are a lot of restrictions on that, but it's cheaper, it's cleaner. And if we could just extend E15 use at the gas tank in a way that made it available year round, that would also bring the cost down. So it may be that a gas tax pause is 18 cents and that E15 brings it down another 30 cents or whatever the number would be. Every piece of it that we can do at a congressional level, we are trying, because I am very aware that this is next to impossible for people to afford.
So
I talk to families who are cutting groceries to pay for gas.
Sure. Do you feel like the oil companies are, I mean, obviously with the legislation, it feels like you believe that they are intentionally price gouging based on what's happening halfway across the world. We're relatively energy independent here in the United States, but you think that the oil companies specifically are raising prices here in the United States under the guise of what's happening there?
I think it's important to look at the profit and loss statements and see how much money is made since this war has started, which makes me look at a place of saying, you know what, I can't point my finger at specific place of price gouging, but I definitely think that we should be watching it.
Yeah, fair. Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet, thank you so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate it. Have a nice weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, you got it. Did you see this new sports complex
in
Romulus?
The youth sports?
The Romulus Motown Sports Village development. It was announced, and it is massive. 452 acres along I-94. Sports, entertainment, hospitality. It's expected to cost $3 billion. And there is going to be a number of different facilities there. 12 basketball courts and volleyball courts. 4 hockey rinks that are convertible to indoor soccer fields.
It's going to be
as
great,
well.
man.
A running track. There's going to be rock climbing and arcades and bowling and IMAX theater. This is a massive, massive destination.
Youth sports tourism spending is big money.
Big money. Jamie joins us on the other side here on a Friday. It's JR Morning.
Whether you're starting an office, industrial, public sector, or healthcare real estate project, you're going to have questions.
How should we approach construction?
Are we getting the best real estate advice?
Lots of questions. At Plant Moran Real Point, our multidisciplinary team of real estate experts have decades of experience successfully guiding Michigan's largest real estate projects from concept to completion. Here's our point. To find the commercial real estate answers and guidance you need to succeed, let Plant Moran Real Point point the way. Learn more at pmrealpoint.com.
There's a place where mornings begin with coffee on the world's longest front porch and evenings end with music under the stars. For 140 years, that place has been Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Join us in our 140th season as America celebrates 250 years for a summer of special events, seasonal programming, and new Grand American evenings each night, beginning after dinner with outdoor entertainment, music, and patriotic celebration for all ages. Join us for a season to celebrate. Visit grandhotel.com or call us at 1-800-33-GRAND and mention code WJR2026 for 15% off our best available rate. Some conditions apply.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Here she comes! Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop! Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations! Also, there's a beehive outside your store! And they're super aggressive! There's thousands of them!
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired! Gross!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump meeting the reporters on Air Force One as it flies back to the States, describing his conversation with China's President Xi on this touchy topic.
On Taiwan, he does not want to see a fight for independence because that would be a very strong confrontation.
The president added he has not made a decision on whether a major U.S. sale of arms to Taiwan will move forward. The two leaders also spoke about the Islamic Republic.
On Iran, it's very interesting. He feels strongly they can't have a nuclear weapon. He said that very strongly. They cannot have a nuclear weapon, and he wants them to open up the strait.
Both of those sound bites from White House video. Ukrainian President Zelensky says a Russian missile strike on a Kyiv apartment building yesterday killed 24 people, including 3 teenagers. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
We are currently accident-free on the area roadways. As we continue your Friday morning commute, we do have some construction to look out for. Roadwork has your left lane closed, 75 southbound between 11 Mile Road and I-696. Roadwork has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. That's causing backups to Linwood Avenue. You'll find construction has your left lane closed, 75 northbound at I-696. And we're experiencing slowdowns due to high traffic volumes, 94 westbound between Telegraph Road and Middle Belt Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Partly cloudy skies this morning, becoming overcast this afternoon with a high of 69 degrees, mainly clear overnight, low of 52. Rain showers early for the day on Saturday, then mostly cloudy conditions later in the day, much warmer, high of 79. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday afternoons at 2. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
You look here, you look there. No matter where you look, rising costs are hitting Michiganders hard. And when you're forced to make those tough choices, like keeping on the lights and the heat, well, that shouldn't be one of them. Consumers Energy is stepping up, giving back $5 million to assistance agencies and supporting efforts to increase energy assistance dollars for families in need by 50%. And with personalized energy savings programs, you can take steps to start reducing your energy bills today. Count on Consumers Energy for support. Learn more at consumersenergy.com/help.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Like many of you, I got LASIK surgery back in the 80s, and recently I started having trouble seeing, and it turns out they never told us LASIK doesn't last forever. So now what? Glasses? I haven't worn glasses in years, and I'm as vain as the next person. But then I remembered Mariana and the staff at Direct Optical Optique and how great they were at finding cool frames that look good on me, because they are frame stylists. You can't get that on the web or a big box store, and nobody has a bigger selection of designer frames than Direct Optical Optique. And Mariana still knows everybody by name. She's still selling cool glasses, one pair at a time with a very personal touch. So if you wear glasses now or are wearing them again, you got to go to Direct Optical Optique and let them treat you like a star. They're the only ones who can do that. 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to IKEA, OptiqueDetroit.com on the web.
Your new streaming home for everything Tigers baseball is Detroit Sportsnet, presented by Bet365. Watch every play, every night. Because here in the D, Tigers baseball is every game matters baseball. It's you can't look away baseball. Tigers have come all the way back. Sign up today at Tigers.tv and get Tigers baseball now, plus Red Wings hockey starting this fall. That's an incredible play. This is the future of Detroit sports. Sign up now at Tigers.tv. MLB trademarks used with permission.
Service didn't define their story, but it shaped their foundation. Hear inspirational stories about our veterans as they transition from military service to civilian life on The Veterans Blueprint. Sponsored by VetLife, Sundays at 6 a.m. on 760 WJR.
Never miss
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose.
The Daily Dose
The Daily Dose
of Deets.
The Daily Dose of Deets.
But when you're building a product that you know is being used by children and you are designing it to be as addictive as possible, you don't get to just step back and say, not our fault.
It's Can't Miss Radio.
Not every at-bat will be magic. There will be days where reality hits. That's how baseball works.
The Daily Dose of Deets.
What would Jesus do if he were in our shoes right now? Would he be on social media tearing people apart? Or would he be doing something very different? Listening, loving people, even the ones who see the world completely different.
First thing out of the gate on All Talk with Kevin Dietz.
We're 44th out of 50 states in this country in 4th grade reading. So I want to ask you something. How is that acceptable?
Weekdays at 9 on WJR. On your ride home, check out the Mitch Albom Show at 4 p.m. Now to get your day started, here's JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
All right, it's a Friday, if that wasn't good news enough. But Jamie's back with us this morning. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, guys.
How are we?
I'm okay. Fridays are okay for me usually.
Fridays are an okay day. Where are we at in treatment? Obviously, you're battling through breast cancer. You've been documenting the journey on your podcast. We'll talk about that in a second. But I know you're past the halfway point, which is good.
Yes, I'm past the halfway point, and this first round of this particular drug was 12 treatments, and next Tuesday is number 12, and I'm just feeling really good about that.
Oh man,
you're at the end then. Well, of the
first part, yeah, but
yeah.
that's still something I
Huge.
think to celebrate.
Heck yeah,
absolutely. Are
Heck
we throwing a party? What are we doing over there?
Well, actually, I have 2 weeks off, and then I start a sort of a more powerful drug in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So during this 2-week period, I'm like saying to my husband, "Where are we going? Where are we
No, that's
celebrating?
right.
What are we
Yeah,
doing?"
it's exactly right.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, James, I was, listening to the podcast and episode 3, and it's focusing on, cancer and mental health. And, a lot of people focus on that physical side of cancer treatment, but there, some of that emotional, mental challenge that people deal with that you don't hear a lot about. But I'm telling you, the episode was really good.
Thanks, Lloyd. Yeah, episode 3 is with one of the psych oncologists that Henry Ford provides to patients. And we just talk about sort of what you just said. Like, I never thought about it. I thought about the physical side of things when people go through it, but not the mental. And here I am going through something, and it was really, really difficult in the beginning, and I needed to talk to someone. And I have a therapist now through Henry Ford, and it's been very helpful.
And I know one of the things you guys talked about was what not to say to somebody who's going through, cancer, and you guys talked a little bit about that.
Yeah, I asked her that question because that's something I've seen on Instagram, like what not to say to a cancer patient. I said, is there something you absolutely should not say? And she's like, well, some people say sort of insensitive things, but they don't mean it. So if you know who you're talking to and you know that they're coming from a place of love, you're able to let that run off your back a little bit. One thing that I just didn't want to hear is the stories that sort of ended the way I don't want it to end for me. I can't hear that right now. And she said it's okay to tell people I can't hear that right now. Maybe later I'll listen to you and your family story.
And then also the people who, who come to you who've never gone through this and say, well, I understand. Well, you really don't.
Right. And the doctor herself said that. She's like, I never say that to patients. I understand. And she's pretty close to the situation. But she said she personally does not understand. She doesn't have cancer in her body. So she refrains from saying that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a topic for Dr. Steve at some point. You
I know, I miss him. I don't come on Thursday.
He misses you too, by the way.
Yeah, he does, because we get it wrong. And you're the only one who get it
exactly.
right.
But I think that comes from a place of trying to relate, right? But you don't really know how.
Yeah.
It's almost like a crutch. Like, oh, I understand. And it's like, I think I've said to you a couple of times, I can only imagine, right? Which is because that's all I can do.
That's it.
I've never experienced it.
Right.
So there is that where people are trying to relate and trying to be there for you. But sometimes that can be really tough to hear when the right thing isn't said.
Yeah, if the right thing doesn't come to mind. And like she said, if it's like someone you love and you can tell that they're trying really hard, you're able to just sort of put that aside. And then another part of the conversation is someone going through it and what signs to look for if you're really struggling, when you should reach out to someone, and some tips if you're really in, say, an anxiety attack, like what can you do?
Yeah. And has going through this, Jamie, kind of changed your view of support, friendship, everyday kindness?
I mean, I am floored every day by the things that my friends and family are doing for me, and I feel very loved. And so, yeah, that's life-changing to see these people in this community step up for me in a big, big way.
You should see the people that she's cut out of her life. Because no,
just kidding.
Just kidding. Just kidding. So the new podcast that we're going to play a little bit of that. We don't have a lot of time today,
Yeah.
but we're going to play a little bit of that on Monday, so people can hear it. But again, the podcast is available. Jamie's Journey, Angels Along the Way, all over wherever you get your podcast. WJR's YouTube page is also there. So please go listen to it.
Absolutely. It's really good. And Jamie, another thing that I saw too on your Instagram, how you kind of went through your journey up to now. I thought that was really great, man. The pictures and, everything, the family, your mom and dad, everybody, your friends, it was really good how you did that on Instagram.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've been getting questions from people that, are new to my Instagram account, like, what's your story? And I'm like, well, you can go to Angels Along the Way, episode 1, but here's a little recap of sort of what I've been going through the past 3 months.
I thought that was great.
Jamie's going to be our new social media manager when she comes back, too.
She's gonna be ready,
this is unbelievable what she's doing on social media.
I'm doing a lot of things.
I'm
trying.
You're doing a lot of things. We got the Pistons tonight. They have
Pistons
struggled the last couple of games. Where are you at on them?
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned because it can't just be Cade with the shots. And when they double him, they have a problem. So I'm a little worried, especially in Cleveland. If they can bring it back to Game 7, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the Lions schedule has been announced. We saved this for you. 8 nationally televised games this year.
They're all late. They feel like they're all late.
I know. I'm looking at the schedule going like,
dude, it's going to be some late
boy,
nights,
that
man.
Friday, September 18th is going to be tough. 8:15 kickoff in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But you look at the strength of schedule. I've seen a couple rankings of like strength of schedule. They are down at the bottom. So as they're trying to like rebuild, retool, bring a couple of new guys into the fold, in terms of difficulty of schedule, they got a pretty good draw here.
Yeah, it seemed like last year it was very, very difficult. And then they end up 4th in the division. So I'll take anything.
If you scroll all the way down to week 17 and 18, week 17, January 3rd in the Windy City, Chicago.
Oh, it's going to be cold.
4:25 kick.
Yeah.
And then a time hasn't been announced yet, but the last game of the year at Green Bay.
In the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
I like that, though. Like, those are the 2 teams you really have to overcome, and they're right there at the end. I like it. Plus the Bears on Thanksgiving. That's just tradition.
Yeah, Bears on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
absolutely. We love you. We miss you. We're so happy you're almost at the end of phase 1 here.
Yeah.
In terms of treatment. And
thank you.
And we'll talk Monday? Yeah.
Yep.
Monday.
Yeah, we'll talk on Monday.
Okay,
All
good.
right.
Hopefully we're talking
Okay,
about the Pistons moving on.
That's right.
To the next round. All right, Jamie.
Here's
we'll
to
talk to you.
hoping.
Yeah.
See you, Jamie Jane.
See you. Have a good weekend. Coming up on the other side, of course, it's a Friday. We try to leave with some good news. It's next on JR Morning.
I'm here with Greg Ayler, host of Expedition Retirement. Greg, you say when you get near retirement, the issues become more complicated than just saving and investing, such as
what's going to happen tax-wise to my IRA? What if my spouse goes into a long-term care facility? What if the market crashes? These are the things that are the requirement and basically the backbone of every good retirement plan.
Expedition Retirement, Sundays at 5 on News Talk 760 WJR.
Whether you're starting an office, industrial, public sector, or healthcare real estate project, you're going to have questions.
How should we approach construction?
Are we getting the best real estate advice?
Lots of questions. At Plant Moran Real Point, our multidisciplinary team of real estate experts have decades of experience successfully guiding Michigan's largest real estate projects from concept to completion. Here's our point. To find the commercial real estate answers and guidance you need to succeed, let Plant Moran Real Point point the way. Learn more at pmrealpoint.com.
There's a place where mornings begin with coffee on the world's longest front porch and evenings end with music under the stars. For 140 years, that place has been Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. Join us in our 140th season as America celebrates 250 years for a summer of special events, seasonal programming, and new Grand American evenings each night, beginning after dinner with outdoor entertainment, music, and patriotic celebration for all ages. Join us for a season to celebrate. Visit grandhotel.com or call us at 1-800-33-GRAND and mention code WJR 2026 for 15% off our best available rate. Some conditions apply.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Shh, here she comes. Surprise! They sent a duplicate shipment to your flower shop. Now you have to pay for 1,000 extra carnations. Also, there's a beehive outside your store, and they're super aggressive. There's thousands of them.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise, saving 13% on commercial auto insurance when you pay in full.
Also, the egg salad you just ate was expired. Gross.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
It's the season Michiganders wait for and the Memorial Day sale you don't want to miss. Save 30% on everything at Gardner White, from laid-back living rooms to spaces made for gathering, fresh finds, and more. And with no interest financing and free same-day delivery, your new furniture can be home before the day's done. Modern, classic, trendy, thrifty. You'll find all the styles you love at the Gardner White Memorial Day sale on now. Gardner White, proudly serving Michigan since 1912.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-777-1979, 800-777-1979, or biglou.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Summit Racing has the parts, tools, and accessories to keep your ride summer road trip ready. You'll find everything for pre-trip maintenance and essentials like emergency roadside kits. Shop summitracing.com and enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
We remain accident-free on the area roadways as we continue your Friday morning commute. We do have some orange barrels to look out for. Construction has the left lane closed, 75 southbound between 11 Mile Road and I-696, as well as roadwork has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. That's causing backups to Linwood Avenue. Construction has your left lane closed. 75 northbound at I-696, we're experiencing slowdowns due to high traffic volumes. 94 westbound between Telegraph Road and Middle Belt Road. And you'll find stop-and-go traffic I-75 southbound between Dixie Highway and La Pleasance Road. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
There will be an increase in cloud cover on this Friday with an afternoon high of 71, down to 54 with a few clouds tonight, then windy with showers tomorrow and a high of 81. And on Sunday, some breaks in the clouds with a high near 82. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Jeff Marr on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
So Second Ebenezer Church has been named one of Detroit's lead organizations for Good Neighbor Day America. It's a nationwide movement which partners with America 250 to inspire 250 million acts of kindness in honor of America's 250th birthday. Very, very cool.
Absolutely. They had an event on yesterday with Forgotten Harvest. And there's another event tomorrow happening.
That's exactly right. And it's also happening at the Oakland Church in Rochester. Pastor Dominic Russo joins us this morning to talk about it. Pastor, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Lloyd. It's such an honor to be with you to share about this great day.
Well, it's such an honor to have you, and obviously it's a big year here in the United States of America, but so many good things are happening, and all of these wonderful good deeds that are going to come from this.
Exactly. In times of adversity, in times of hardship, one act of kindness can change everything. Right in our local area, there was a water main break here in Auburn Hills, and literally Lake Orion, Orion Township, Rochester Hills, and Auburn Hills was shut down with water. And I just found out today that we have a semi-load of water backing up to our church right now.
Wow.
Because of these little acts of, we'll step in, we'll be the good neighbor. Anybody can be a good neighbor when things are going great. But in times of adversity, the neighborly heart, the kindness that God put on the inside of us, this is the time to manifest it here in Metro Detroit. And I actually feel Detroit will lead our nation in acts of kindness. I feel there's something special about our city.
And Pastor, why was it important to make this feel like more than just an assistance event, more like a dignified, uplifting experience?
Because it's really God's presence inside the hearts of people that gives them more than just a pat on the back. It touches the person's soul, and when love shows up, it just changes everything. People feel I'm not alone. Wow, look at, like on our property, we'll have 3,000 people show up tomorrow. There's going to be face painting for the children. There'll be pony rides. There'll be petting zoos. There'll be a helicopter dropping candy for the church. Jets Pizza donating 4,000 slices of pizza. Free ice. Sheriff Bouchard will be here with Oakland. All this comes to say one thing: community, neighbors, we love you. You're not alone. There's a people that care about each other. Let's show up for each other. Let's be the good neighbors that we're called to be. That's really the spirit of Detroit.
And so what else do you have planned for Good Neighbor Day America?
Well, that's from 10 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be one thing after another. Our teams are showing up at 7:30 in the morning, setting up the property with the bouncy houses. I think we have close to 10 bouncy houses. We have, then we'll go right into the animal petting zoo, the pony rides. We have the rock climbing. We have the big helicopter dropping candy, and all the kids get prizes. It's crazy, and it's just the church is saying this is our time to step up. We know we've been in this community for 25, 35 years. But sometimes the neighbors forget that there's a church there or there's a community that loves them. So this is a great way to say you're not alone. We're here for you.
And Pastor, you can't do something this large, this meaningful without having volunteers to help from everything from traffic to shopping support. And, why do you think people step up to serve in moments like this? What does volunteering do for both the giver and the receiver?
Well, that's a great question. When the Lord said it's more blessed to give than it is to receive, it's fun to receive, but there's something innate, it's something on the inside that God put in us that when we release our love and we give out, there's something that fills our soul like no one else, like nothing else in the world. It's true. I love to give. Somebody said, if you live to give, you'll never live to lack. And I believe that. There's something on the inside. For God so loved that he gave his only begotten son. And there's something that we've been created in his image, his likeness. There's something in it. I've seen Michael Jordan say, a multi, I think a billionaire now. He said, there's something happens to me when I see someone poor and I pull out my wallet. There's something I get from giving that I can't get anywhere else. And that we have over 200 volunteers out of our church that will be serving about 9 locations. Our church is going to Pontiac with New Mount Moriah and Bethel. Then we go to Detroit. We're helping Ebenezer Baptist. We're helping Straight Great Church in Detroit.
Yep.
We're friends to Jubilee, Apostle Ellis. We're with Regeneration Church, Pastor Datron Davis. We're helping Art Ledley with multiple churches. We're Salt and Light with Pastor Reese and Pastor Gilas in Detroit, Lord of Lords Ministry, and more. So something God put in our hearts that we're not just here in Oakland. We're with the church, the body of Christ. We're connected. We're one. And it's so cool to show up for one another. Even churches and pastors helping each other. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It is.
That's a part of the community.
It is,
right.
yeah.
And I think that's it's really special. And we've seen even more people looking for faith again. We've seen a larger drive towards something higher than themselves, and certainly days like that we are going to see as a result of this are going to hopefully even further drive people to that. Pastor Dominic Russo, thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you very soon.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Lloyd. And again, 10 a.m. to 1 o'clock, Oakland Church on Adams and Silver, but everything's free. We'd love to see as many people at our site or many of the Detroit sites or Pontiac. Love you all. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you as well.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Really very cool.
Yeah. Here in Detroit, Second Ebenezer is going to host their Hands Filled with Hope shopping experience. Theirs is going to be from 10 to 2. And, Second Ebenezer is right there at 6 Mile and DeQuinder, right off the freeway. You can see it right off.
You can see it right
off 75.
right off 75. Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Pistons getting ready tonight. We're including this in the good news.
Yes.
For a reason.
I should have asked the pastor for a prayer, but I didn't. I should have asked him for a prayer for the Pistons.
We need any little bit help.
Exactly.
It sounds like there's a nasty little bug running through the Cleveland Cavaliers locker room.
It's a stomach bug running through the locker room there. I'm just saying. They're quiet about who's going to play.
They're not saying who's impacted, who's affected.
We know the coach was, but they're not saying who else is.
Lloyd's food delivery got through.
Aha! Kudos to me.
Lloyd laced the conies that he sent down to Cleveland. Oh my God. Pistons by 100 tonight. Let's get it done.
Let's do it.
Have yourself a wonderful weekend. We will see. It's going to be beautiful, by the way. We will see you Monday, same time, same place. All Talk coming your way next here on WJR.
A Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Getting your heart broken can be really rough. It'll happen to most of us at some point in our lives. It's not just